Chris Cody, what's happening behind you?
Chaos.
Why is Tony yelling? Why is Jeremy yelling? Is anyone else involved in this discussion?
No. Well, Roy's, I'd say, dipped a toe into the waters,
What was the toe that Roy dipped into these hot Cuban waters?
It's all my fault, basically.
What did you do?
It was his fault.
I was needling.
He got me fired up.
Tony walked in, and I just, we have some friendly banter around here when it comes to politics, and I just hit him with the jab of your boys taking over Cuba. And then they just went. And the next thing I know, they're yelling at each other. And I'm like, I caused a ruckus back here. And Dan's like, I'm going to air with it. So here we are.
Well, because they were, I like when Jeremy and Tony yell at each other. I have said before, we don't have enough sparks around here.
Oh, yeah.
We don't have, wait a minute.
What do you mean?
My inner monologue doesn't get here until 10 a.m. today. What was that?
Oh, he's always here.
What was that? That was Jeremy as Mike as my inner monologue.
Don't talk to the inner monologue.
Well, no, I've got an objection to the inner monologue. Let me explain something to you. The inner monologue likes to go in and out of thinking like me and then saying things Mike wants to secretly say. That is not inner monologue. It's bullshit. He needs to stay in character. Like him just saying things he's always...
Stop explaining the show.
Tony, what is the nature of your argument? Because David Samson just had me on Nothing Personal to mine all my Cuban feelings.
Ooh, what happened? I wasn't listening because I was in the meeting.
What do you think happened? He's like, "Hey Dan, how do you feel about Trump? He's going to build hotels on your parents' land."
Yeah, well, it hasn't been our land for a very, very long time, almost a generation essentially. And to be honest, the people there have nothing. And when I say nothing, I mean less than nothing, right? The electricity grid has completely failed. They have no electricity. They have no food. They have no water. They have nothing. So if you're telling me they're going to build something is better than absolutely nothing. And the problem is you can't give them nothing because they don't have the essentials for life. Food, electricity, healthcare.
I haven't talked to very many Cubans about how they feel about this latest development where you have the just really awkward foreign it's just really awkward foreign policy where just an orange corrupt felon is sort of deciding, yeah, I think I'd like that over there. That seems like a lovely island. I'd like Gaza to build some hotels there if I could. But I would assume that every Cuban generation wants the people of Cuba to suffer less than they're presently suffering.
Yeah, I feel like that's an easy stance. Like they are suffering probably the worst in the world right now. Like they have nothing.
Not the worst. Haiti's got it worse. There are places that have it worse. It's pretty bad, but it's pretty bad. It is what Tony's saying is so. It's stuck in the 1950s and the island's been rotting for 70 years.
They're in a place. They're going to be displaced. They're a country.
Where are they going to be displaced to, right? Because we say
exactly.
Displaced. But anything right now is almost better than Cuba, which is my point.
They have
unless
a place
they send them
where
to
they
one of these
live.
terrible
This
worlds.
is no different than what we talk about in Gaza, which is if you're ultimately displaced from the land in which you live, now you're a nomad and you're trying to figure out where to go. The poverty is obviously terrible for many, many, many people around the country right now. It only will increase when you have people taking your land and again,
that's not their
displacing
land.
You from your home.
But Jeremy,
you
that's
live
the situation.
in a home.
Jeremy, the situation
You live in a
is
home, and by
the
the way,
government owns the land.
This
They don't
is a
own the
country
land.
with one of the highest literacy rates in the world. They've
How's that
increased their
helping?
life expectancy from 60 to 80 since this regime started, which is greater than the United States. Like, these are things
they
that
do
are real.
education and healthcare well.
To do what, Dan?
To
do what? Hold on. What do they do? They send it to where? Because it's not helping the people there, right? The people there have to take their own supplies of medicine to the hospitals because they don't have. So when you can read, great, that's amazing. How's that going to put food on my table? How's that going to have me own the house that I'm in? How's that going to help me with the doctors that are so incredible? We don't have the medicine. We don't have the supplies. We send supplies over there for families over there to be able to go take syringes
Well, I know
to the
how we're
hospital.
going to feel about the COVID vaccine, but they did produce their own COVID vaccine when other Western countries wouldn't share it with them.
Jeremy, you're in violation. I'm just saying the only thing I learned when I moved to Miami is you don't enter these conversations.
This is my fault. I know.
You just don't do it.
I'm scared of it.
I'm quiet.
And my family is
which
Cuban.
I'm rarely quiet. Oh, you're Cuban?
I'm half Cuban, yeah.
Oh, I take it back.
Cuban.
You can speak halfway.
He has spoken halfway, and that's why
he was speaking
conversation's
a lot,
over.
He was speaking a lot angrier and louder during the break than when the microphones got turned on. Purdue was a number 1 seed as
Kirk Cousins look like J.C. Penney.
Looks like it's back, Jack. It's bracket time, so make like a chart? Does Jeff Van Gundy look just like the Queen of Hearts? Does Adam Silver look like a torpedo bat? Let's get March Sadness back on track. Looks like his back jack. When the donuts are in front of you, does Andy Reid say, don't mind if I do? Adam Silver looks like a Q-tip thing, or frying a bag of onion rings. When Timmy laughs until he has, that's how you know that looks like his back jack. Let me hear you say, looks like his back jack. Let's keep on doing it every year. So Adnan Burke says, Mr. Bond, welcome to Tangier. Jeff Fisher looks like shotgunning beers at a NASCAR track. If you say this game's the best, I'll say it's a gag. Looks like his back jack.
Northwestern is gone from the tournament.
Jim Harbaugh looks like a casket salesman.
Fairleigh Dickinson, 16 seed, rep by
Mike McDaniel looked like a college student on a full ride scholarship for esports.
What a run.
Looks like his back jack.
They have a trade blockade that's been in place since 1959. So how is the country able to do anything? To
Democratic
be able to
presidents, Republican presidents, everybody down the line could have done something.
Oh, I
and
agree.
They sat on their hands
The
and did
United
nothing.
States has done a terrible
did
job
nothing.
on this. That's why I don't want the United States intervening now with this guy.
Who would you want, Russia?
I don't want anybody
That's who
doing
they've
it
been-
with Donald Trump.
that's
Who's
who
going to
they-
displace them in this respect.
Okay, so you want Putin there.
What are we doing?
Good job,
That's a
Chris.
disingenuous
They've
argument.
been
I'm sorry
there.
about
They've
this.
been there for
It's a
60 years. The
disingenuous
Russians
argument.
have. What are you talking about?
Disingenuous.
You ever heard of the Cuban Missile Crisis?
This is
Dave,
ridiculous.
help me out here.
Not a word for me.
Well put. You know what?
You're welcome. That's not.
It's better. Honestly, Dan, it's better.
I'm not
than-
allowed to talk about Cuba.
Minor penalty, 2 minutes. Stole a show.
You can't
I'm
come
not
out of the
allowed to
box
talk
like
about
that.
it.
You're a professional talker. Your first words can't be, get out.
That's what I'm taught to say about Cuba.
Get out for 2 minutes.
Thanks, Cody.
You're supposed to be a professional broadcaster. Nothing personal. He speaks very well for 2 hours right before we start. Then our show starts, and what we get from him is a Cookie Monster sound.
In David's defense, that's definitely the advice he's been given over the years, is just go,
I also absolutely alley-ooped it to him knowing he couldn't say anything.
I want to play back
Zaz,
for
any
him.
thoughts?
I want to play back for him, Chris. Get the sound of how he started today's show so that he can be embarrassed by how he started today's show. Tony and Jeremy were arguing about the idea that Cuba is going to fall soon. I imagine people in Miami will be celebrating this the way that Venezuelans were celebrating in the street. Anything that gets that regime out is going to be something that's going to be celebrated by Miami. I, like Jeremy, though, wish it weren't this orange, corrupt, felonious tool doing it, because he's just going to put hotels up there, and it's not because he actually cares about the people or democracy.
you know, he doesn't even wait. When you're a star, they just let you do it.
So let me get to some of our looks like tournament before we get to.
I have a couple more things if you want me to interject or not.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, perfect. Chris said no. I'm going to listen to Chris.
No, I just gave.
Good executive producing.
No,
Chris.
Chris said
host of the
no.
show?
Chris
Whose
said
name's on
no.
it?
You can't
Minor
do that.
penalty, 2 minutes.
You
Stole
can't
a
do
show.
that. You can't ask for the ball. I throw you the ball, and then you just
Me or him?
shit on the ball. Both of you get out of here.
Wow.
Roy, you get in the seat and helps me with the looks like tournament because I have now kicked out the people who are going to help me execute this, because what they just did right now is asinine, where Tony asked for the ball, asked me to throw him the ball, I throw him the ball, and then Chris Cody, my teammate, comes in and knocks the ball out of everybody's hands and says, don't do that.
I would never do that to you, Dan, because we are a collective.
So anyway, I want to do some looks like tournament here to get people updated on where we are with this thing. Thursday, Duke is the #1 overall seed. That means our #1 overall seed is...
Fernando Mendoza looks like the cashier in a 1960s McDonald's poster.
It's so good. It's so good. So Sienna's going to be gone soon. That means the 16 seed is this.
Tony Kornheiser looks like the judge in a 90s legal thriller that keeps admonishing the defense with, "Careful, counselor, you're on a very short leash."
Georgia's an 8 seed. Georgia is represented by
Ron McGill looks like your recently divorced mom's first date who, when you answer the door, is vigorously chewing his gum and combing his hair with a palm comb as he leans ever so slightly back to gander at the size of the home while never once acknowledging you with his eyes.
He is a bit lecherous that way. Can't be trusted around your mom. Number 9, St. Louis is the foe. That means this is up against McGill.
Brent Venables looks like the small-town sheriff in a movie that ends up being corrupt after you spent the whole movie telling your wife he's corrupt.
So we will get back to more looks like in a second, but I want to get into yesterday's show because Jeremy's got some critiques, some thoughts, and some observations on yesterday's show. But I've got a yes or no question for David Samson because I left here feeling like yesterday's show was unresolved as you guys made me feel crazy about something that I was arguing when I thought I was simply right and everyone disagreed with me. The yes or no question is the following. Was the pitch the United States threw to the Dominican Republic to eliminate the Dominican Republic from the World Baseball Classic, was it, yes or no, a strike?
Yes.
Now, was it called a strike? Not was it called a strike?
Yes.
Not was it called
Semantics.
a strike? Was not semantics. No. No. What?
It may be a ball today.
Minor penalty, 2 minutes, delay of show.
Wow.
It wasn't a strike, David. Nobody would say
I
it was
give
a
you
strike.
the wrong answer that you don't like, and you give me the bounce
No,
box.
nobody.
Yeah,
no,
nice crush.
it's not a
Fine.
strike.
Why don't I just
I didn't
leave
ask you
for
whether
good?
it was called a strike. I asked you whether it was
And
a
I
strike.
said, yes, it's a strike.
Was
Both
it
called a strike and a strike.
Was it a strike? Was it in the strike zone? Yes or no?
Yesterday it was a strike.
Was it in the strike? Get out of
I'm
here!
not arguing with
Get
you.
out of here!
It was a ball. Yeah, it's a ball.
Jeremy, give me your general critiques and thoughts on yesterday's show.
Well, that was the first one. The fact that you were alone on acknowledging the fact that what Perdomo did on that obvious ball four
Amazing plate discipline
was
to
so
lay off
incredible
that pitch.
to lay off that pitch. That slider
Obvious
in
ball
that
four.
situation.
Obvious ball 4 is wild.
Several inches off the plate. This is not yesterday's
that's,
baseball.
That's this much.
No, right. That's a
I'm holding
lot
up. I'm
in
holding
baseball.
up about 3 or 4 inches with
That's
my fingers.
a lot in the game of baseball.
In the
difference
production
of
meeting, Jeremy's talking about how great it was that he took that pitch. It's not so great. They're home right now. It's not that great.
That's why it's frustrating. That's why that game ending that way is such a shame. Because look, would the United States have still won the game? Yeah, very
Maybe.
possibly.
Maybe.
Mason Miller has been unhittable, and the next batter he would have faced absolutely could have gotten out. But the fact that it ends by taking the opportunity away from them on a ball 4, that it's not like he was caught off guard. He watched the ball all the way in. He recognized slider, and he said, "I'm going to spit on that pitch because that is not a strike."
It was a
he
great
was correct.
at-bat.
It was an incredible at-bat,
He
Dan.
fouled off pitches before that. He laid off another pitch that was impossible to lay off before that. The part about this that's just wildly frustrating to me as this stuff can be rectified with instant replay, but we're not using it now, and the game is over now when a regular season baseball game would not have been decided this way. Miami wants this game permanently. Miami wants the World Baseball Classic because these games have been so great. Aaron Judge is saying that the atmosphere is better than the World Series is because it has got so much soaking of Hispanic flair on everything that's happening. But the idea, and you guys have to follow me down this path, you never want a game of any consequence being decided at the end by an old guy who's not playing. You never want the conversation around stakes to be, it's being decided by the judgment of somebody. At the end of NBA games, the refs do stay out of the way. You rarely get, think about how many NBA games are played. and how rare it is for you to get a controversy, not the last 2 minutes of a game, the last play of the game. Think of how rare it is for a pass interference on the last play of an NFL game. You do not, as an umpire, make the wrong decision to eliminate somebody's season.
It's a shame that it ends that way. I mean, look at the NFL. You bring that example up. They literally changed the rules forever on replay because of the one example of that in a consequential situation. But look, I mean, it happens. These things have happened throughout the history of baseball. There are plenty of strike three calls where the ball is off the plate. The biggest reason we're having this conversation and the frustration behind it is you're looking at a guy who has quite literally been unhittable over the course of however many innings at this point in Mason Miller, and a league in which they're now going to be adding ABS. You're going to be able to challenge pitches like that, and Perdomo would have been correct to challenge it. So that's the part where in a week and a half from now, you're not going to see that same thing happen.
Jeremy, I think another thing, too, was the momentum, right? Everybody was standing. Everybody was fired up. It could have been strike three. And, Dan, you've talked about it. The Livan Hernandez game where he had 17 strikeouts or whatever it was, he was all over the plate, and they were calling him strikes because of the momentum of what was going on in the game. So it feels like that ump was sitting there saying, like, if this thing's close, I'm punching him out, and the place is going to go crazy.
Denver, Colorado.
He was calling
He
that
was
pitch
consistent,
all
which is
And
why
that's
it
the
does
end.
matter. It does matter
Well,
that
that's
he was
why he's got to
consistent.
swing.
But I think
Like,
we're
we're not
talking
even
about it
gonna
like
hit.
a
Can we
former
stop for a
game.
second? We're not even disagreeing. I don't think anybody, like, I'm on the side of he should have swung. I'm not disagreeing. It stinks that the umpire made that call. It stinks that we got to see that it was a ball. It was a great at bat.
He will not
We're
and cannot hit that pitch.
We're
That is
not
an unhittable pitch.
But we're not disagreeing on that. But also, you guys won't give us an inch of if it's in baseball.
You know
if
why
it's
he
close,
shouldn't swing
you
the
gotta
bat?
swing.
But you know why he shouldn't swing the bat? Because he wouldn't have hit it. It's a ball, and he wouldn't have hit it. It's an unhittable pitch.
All right, well,
that pitch at that spot, he's not going to hit it.
Why? Well, hold on a second. Why do you say that? Why is it an unhittable pitch?
Because
Watch
look
the
who's
game.
throwing it. It's 3-2, and you're sitting on a 104-mile-an-hour fastball, and he threw you a breaking ball.
So it's not possible to put a bat on a ball
Because it's a
there.
ball,
maybe,
yes.
Maybe Vladdy Guerrero's dad could have done
Right,
it
I saw
because he
Vlad
wants
do it all the time.
Give me the stat of the day. Give me the stat of the day.
Wow.
Calling your shot.
Start of the day, start of the day. It is here, start of the day. Start of the day, start of the day. It is here, start of the day. Start of the day, start of the day. It is here, start of the day. Start of the day, start of the day. It is here, start of the day.
Mason Miller has thrown 272 consecutive pitches without allowing a hit.
So he was due.
And that was the most unhittable of all of them.
That was so nasty.
I think Chris, though, is on to something where the other side, which of course is you, Dan, won't give us literally an inch where...
Well, it's because you're wrong.
Yeah, but okay, but what's one of the things that our Little League coach always tells us growing up? Every Little League coach tells you...
Keep your eye on the ball.
If it's close, protect the plate. If it's close on 2 strikes, you have to swing. Every Little League coach has told us that. So I'm with Chris. Like, you won't even give us that inch.
Let me tell you one funny thing, Dan, that you're missing, which
That's
makes me laugh.
that's a $5 fine for coughing and clearing your throat
I'm just gonna
into
leave.
the microphone. It is. It's a fine,
It's fine.
and you have to pay. Are you
That's
carrying?
a big fine.
It's because you've been doing it all morning, and do you have cash on you? Do you have $5? Because I'm tired of being the only one who puts any money. There are hundreds of dollars now in the fine bucket. They're all my dollars, and I'm about to take them all back because I'm the only one doing this.
Yep. David's definitely fined here. The fine bucket is presented by Moneyline. Download the Moneyline app or visit moneyline.com to learn more. Moneyline, make money easy.
Do you have change of 100?
Get your money out, David.
Yes, we do.
Okay.
You don't patronize me. Okay, we have change for 100.
Go ahead. Go see. Give us the money.
It's outside.
Go get it.
You want me to go get it right now?
Everyone knows you pay your fines immediately.
Minor penalty,
You-
2 minutes, delay a show.
Yo, 200.
On a record pace today.
I gambled it away
So
It's like an Ottawa Senators
Go get it
Panthers
back.
game in here.
like a degenerate.
Zaz did take my $100, took it to Vegas. You know what he also told me? Because I told him just play the 16 and the 19. So he goes there, he loses the $100 immediately.
Real quick.
And he says, and then I look up at the board, and the previous 2 numbers were 16 and 19.
Swear to God.
See, I always
Swear
wonder,
to God.
is that a good thing? Or a bad
No,
thing?
it's definitely a bad thing. Swear to God. Dan told me put it on 16 and 19, which I did, all right? But I also did it knowing I looked up at the board, and I swear to God, the last two numbers were each 16
You got to
and
just
19.
pocket that
That's
money.
weird.
Tell me about
That's
it.
weird.
I will get to last night's game in a second because were you guys rooting for Italy? Were you guys generally rooting?
No.
You were not rooting for Italy.
No, because we want the crowd tonight. You want the incredible
exactly.
crowd.
I was rooting for Italy so that I could say that the USA team is playing their minor league team.
The crowd is such a huge part of this World Baseball Classic. You cannot convince me. I don't care how good the games are. When I say we, I just mean everyone in general would not care even remotely as much about these games if it weren't for the crowd. The crowd is such a major factor.
Miami is angling to be the permanent host for this game. I don't know that a whole lot of people would object to the Super Bowl being permanently down here because of how well Miami does the big events, and then you get the good weather as well. Samson is going tonight. He's been going to all the games. Do we have the sound of Aaron Judge? I know I paraphrased him, but Aaron Judge doesn't give off of a lot of emotion. He is not necessarily a statue emotionally, but he's not someone who gets swept away in the emotions of baseball. And I'm not even sure very often how useful emotion is in baseball, because emotion's not useful in surgery.
I think you have to
either.
not have emotion.
Yeah, you have to sort of steady yourself. You can't have a whole lot in the batter's box inside your head other than the present moment. But here's Aaron Judge talking about the World Baseball Classic crowds.
World Series I was in, the crowd here, the crowd we had when we played against Mexico, it's bigger and better than the World Series. It's just, like I said, the passion that these fans have representing their country, representing some of their favorite players, there's nothing like it. And that's what you dream of as a kid. I was betting in my backyard, playing wiffle ball. This is the moments you dream of, big spots, big situations. Just it gives me chills right now thinking about how special that was. I try to take a moment every game to kind of look around, appreciate the crowd, appreciate the moment. It's just a blessing that we could do.
Yeah, he dreamt about the World Baseball Classic. Well, I owe money from yesterday.
Well, I don't think he's saying he dreamt about the World Baseball Classic. He's saying he dreamt of playing in front of crowds like this, which is why he said that this crowd, he's been in the World Series, and he said this crowd is better than the World Series crowd.
Give me the $5. You have $5 there.
I want change.
Yeah, but I don't.
Wait a second, you can't do that.
Change is in the fine bucket. I'm looking at you. You have $5. What do you owe from yesterday?
You cannot dictate how I pay the fine.
Okay.
Mr. Control Guy.
All right. Well, here, then go give it to Carl so he can give you change.
Minor penalty, 2 minutes.
We are setting
delay of
records
show.
here.
So undisciplined.
Just go ahead and handle that outside. Carl's got the fine bucket money. There's change
That's not
in there.
a penalty.
I just
Ask someone to bring the fine bucket in. I don't want to keep leaving, unhooking. It's a get me change.
I'm getting it for you. You have to go get it yourself, though, because I'm busy
But that's
doing
not a
something
penalty.
right now. I know, but I need to get you out of the room.
Then
and you're
just
not,
say, hey, go get change. You have to press
I've
the
told
button.
you that several times
It's like
now.
a crutch.
And
I got a button to press. Let me keep pressing it.
This is
What are you
delay
going to
of
do
show.
tomorrow?
Which part? Like,
Minor penalty, 2 minutes. Delay of show.
Wow. Wow.
Jeremy, what other complaints do you have about or criticisms do you have of yesterday's show?
I also love my evenings.
I'm telling you, I look forward to it every day. I look
Every
forward
day.
to my evenings.
Every day.
Yeah.
Right at the end of the big suey, I start thinking about what time I'm going to get to go home and then enjoy my evening. What do I have to do when I get home? What am I going to get to do tonight?
I'm glad we're on the same page.
Yeah, I love my evenings.
I love evenings. Like tonight, I got to go out and do something. It's going to really suck. So I'm not going to enjoy my evening tonight. Yeah, tonight's going to be
Love
a
staying
shitty
at home,
evening.
enjoying my evening. I would love to go through arbitration here. You mean I get to present you with the value that I bring and compare it to people around the country in terms of how much they make to do the thing? I would love
This segment
to go through
doesn't help your
arbitration.
case.
That
this
would go
segment.
so poor for Jeremy.
Are you
Arbitration
kidding?
here.
Oh my
Yeah.
God! With the value that I bring to this show, oh my God!
No one's
what I
saying you don't
wouldn't
bring
give.
value, but I think you may have some hurt feelings. I think.
Oh, I understand. My feelings get hurt here every day. I don't worry about hurt feelings. I know the value I bring, and oh my God, arbitration compared to national salaries would be a dream. The
You
Magic
need some
own the
math
Heat.
help. Just so you know. I mean, big shot, running a company. Maybe part of the problem with Meadowlark is you can't add. Do you have change of 100 here?
Also speaking to the mic.
Do you have change of 100 here? Just out of curiosity, because your math is about as bad as your finger penalty finger.
Hey, yo.
It's $145 there. I think there's money missing there, though, obviously.
It can't be his fault. He can't have misremembered. He can't have gotten the math wrong. Someone stole it.
Minor penalty, 2 minutes, delay of show.
You're going to get a misconduct, man.
Should have called his math.
Can I get a game misconduct?
I'm going to have to go to my car because he's got us stuck in the mud. I'm going to go to my car to get him change in the middle of our show so that I can get the $5 bleeping and have somebody around here pay a fine. You would hate arbitration, Jeremy, because the things that would be said in arbitration that are meant to keep your value down would be things you would find personally hurtful and then never forgive.
How is that different than the show every day?
We're kinder to you than
No,
we
you're
would
not.
be in. Okay.
You might be.
All right, you know what?
I don't think Mike is.
Okay, we're going to do arbitration.
We're gonna do arbitration?
No,
You
we're going to do it. We're going to have an arbitration hearing.
You're gonna let me prep a little bit, or
Yeah, you can tell me. I think I know what your value is. I don't think I undervalue you. I don't think you'd argue that I undervalue
not you personally.
So, but I don't think you'll like what I have to say.
The satisfaction on yesterday's show of hearing that bongo sound and then thinking, oh man, I hope Chris uses that for weekend observations. And then he did. Thank you. Oh, what a feeling.
Jorge Posada being an assistant coach for Italy, despite being born in Puerto Rico and having parents who were Dominican and Cuban, is pretty great. I was surprised to hear that you guys weren't rooting for Italy, though. You're just rooting for an exciting crowd. That Italian team was an underdog. I didn't even understand some of the stories being told about how they formed the Italian team. It's not merely that it's...
They just took all the guys that couldn't make Team USA and made a team.
No, but Jeremy, weren't they telling the story that basically they're trying to fill out the program by driving around Italy in a van, just looking to see it if a local cafe, someone's eating fettuccine, hey, you want to play second base for us?
They went by Sabaros. They said, come play for Italy.
That's what Cervelli's doing now, apparently. They said that he moved to Italy and he bought a van, and he's just been driving through the country trying to recruit for the program, which I feel like there are details of that story that are missing, because where is he going? Who is he asking? What is he doing? Are there little leagues in Italy that
You don't
are
get
happening
it.
here?
You don't get it.
But I love it, because I think it's like the fact that this guy has taken this upon his shoulders, and he's a mentor to so many other players that are still in the game. I find it really impressive, and it's cool that they're building this program around a bunch of guys from Jersey.
I'm going to make you guys laugh right now. Right now on Get Up, Fact or Fiction, Tua should be the Falcons' Week 1 starter.
March.
It's encroaching in my top 5, Dan. Something or nothing.
You've got a top 5 something
Got a
or
top
nothing?
5 to NFL free agency, something or nothing.
Oh, really? You have that? Okay, we've got to tease it. Okay, but so you have 5 somethings or 5 nothings or a mishmash of somethings.
That's for
and
you to
nothings?
decide.
Okay,
That's
it
for you
is.
to decide. I'm going to lift you the name, then you're going to tell me something or nothing.
Very good. I look forward to that. Jeremy, any other critiques from yesterday's show that we should get to? And I want to get to David and the present World Baseball Classic, because the final has been set up. That's the ballpark he built. Was David Samson doing like Dave Portnoy does in pictures and standing on his tippy toes next to you, Tony? Is that what he was doing?
Yeah, he says his calves. Hold on, let me turn that on for you, David. There you go.
My calves are blown. I can't do it anymore. But I had no idea. First of all,
He's
on
still standing
TV, on TV, you're way shorter. So
that's the first thing I get. Like, wow, you're really
I
tall
don't
in
know
person. I'm
what
like,
the
I know.
hell's going on.
You want me to put you on my shoulders?
I ain't feeling great, so I'm just digging into it. And this is where Mike is. I'm not going on your shoulders, man. Forget
No,
it.
go ahead.
No,
Go ahead.
I will not.
David, why not?
I am not going on his shoulders.
His calves are blown.
Find me, do whatever you want. I'm not getting on
David.
Chris Cody's shoulders.
David.
I'm not going to do it, Dan. I would
No, don't do
rather.
it, Dan.
Don't you do it.
Don't do it, Dan. Don't do it, Dan. Don't do it.
2 minutes in the box. Peste tremenda come mierda.
This is my fault, too.
Wow.
Everything's my fault.
I don't
too.
know that
You
one.
can't lead us down a path. Tremendous shit eater is what that is in Spanish.
Be me.
Tremendous shit eater. We could have had the payoff visual of you doing the show on Chris's shoulders. That's good for the show. Like, it's indisputable right now. You're playing defense against us being able to do the show correctly.
My calves hurt, Dan.
Being on someone's shoulders takes all the pressure off your
Put it on the
calves.
poll at Le Batard Show. Does being on someone's shoulders hurt your calves?
That's a poll I never thought we'd put up.
That's going to be 80-20 for sure. You've obviously never played chicken before.
David, you're going to have to leave. I'm sorry that I keep doing this to you because I want your World Baseball Classic takes. You actually care about these games. You're going to these games. It's your ballpark. You built the ballpark. You're excited and proud to see that kind of emotion in your ballpark. You were hoping that that's what that place would feel like, and then Heath Bell ruined it all.
Heath Bell.
Heath Bell, what are you doing to Heath Bell?
Why'd you have to say that name?
I saw a Heath Bell jersey in the ballpark last year.
What? No,
I could
man.
not believe. I almost confronted the person.
Should have
I was like,
interviewed him.
"How could you do this?"
Why? This may be a stupid question, but whatever. Why do the people last night, the Venezuelan fans, and even the night before, the Dominican fans, why do they care so much more than I do? I'm an American. Why do they care 100 times more than I do about the result of that game?
You have all the sports. You have a plethora. You are so spoiled. Americans are so spoiled that our attention deficit disorder is fed from 1,000 different places. Venezuela doesn't have a lot of sports things to be proud of, so you pour all of your love into the one thing, and then you attach regional identity to it. Like, this is why Castro used the Cuban baseball team the way that he did as a propaganda tool, where he was so proud. The island of Cuba has nothing it is prouder of than the Cuban baseball team. Nothing. There's not a thing, because that's how they get represented to the world, and it's sterling. Like, it's just excellence.
And the funny thing is they can't play in Miami during the pool play because they'll all defect and leave, which is why they're never here unless they make it to the final round. But again, why would they leave Cuba? That's great.
It was a huge thing when the World Baseball Classic started, that in order for Cuba, they had to be guaranteed, because nobody else. To Japan, you get pool play over in Asia. That's part of the deal. But Cuba would not be in Miami. And we wanted them. As the Marlins, but it was an absolute no, because they thought they'd come with the team and leave with the trainer.
You keep going to these games, and tonight you're going with your son because it's what you imagined one day all of that would feel like, right? You, somewhere within your robot wiring, some emotions are felt about everything that you built there, correct?
I walk around the concourse, the promenade level. I'll go up to the upper deck, and I'm beaming because people are having the best time. And I do informal polling. Will you become a Marlins season ticket holder? Will you go to Marlins games? And I'm batting 0.
Of course.
Because they just, and it was, I saw Venezuelans who I spoke to, because I was at Japan, Venezuela, not all from Miami. There were Venezuelans who flew to Miami. Of course, they said, no, we're leaving after Venezuela leaves. But the Miami Venezuelans, they're not Marlins fans. And that bothered me. I asked simply why.
I wonder if all of them are even baseball fans, or are they just there because it's Venezuela?
So I didn't ask that. That would have been a good question. But what I was told by most of the people, I would say 8 out of 10 Venezuelans who I spoke to said they weren't Marlins fans. It wasn't about ownership. It wasn't about trading players. It wasn't about any of that. It was just Major League Baseball was not something that interested them.
Right.
It was Venezuelan national baseball that interested them.
Yeah.
I can't sell against that.
Chicken time.
You went into the upper deck? David never goes to the upper deck. There's dust in those seats in the upper deck. He's talking to the upper deck. What are you talking about? You crazy? 3 out of 10 straw pull, more like straw man.
Pen protector in your front pocket. There's no way you did that.
You had your own bathroom.
You're doing your questionnaire bullshit. There's no way. You know about that upper deck? See? Oh, no.
I had to speak in very short sentences.
Oh, boy.
It happens to be true. It is not exactly.
Can we replay that?
Let's replay something else. David's a proud professional, okay? He prides himself on some perfectionism.
I'm just giving you the 100.
No, listen. Let's listen to how David started speaking today's show when it is that we presented to him the hot potato topic of Cuba. We got to play that sound from McGill and ask him if it's a toad being stepped on.
That's a third sound.
That's a professional broadcaster Meadowlark Media is building around.
That was a slide piece I threw him, Dan. He couldn't swing at it. He's like, oh.
What did you throw at him? Just Putin? Was it just Putin?
Yeah, I think it was. What do you think? The Russians are better? Dave, what do you think?
That's how you started today's show.
That's enough. People get the point.
I have some stuff for David that was actually pro David from yesterday's show. So one, when you were trying to think of the example of the time that the Heat won an NBA Finals because the other team was missing players, were you thinking of how we always talk about how they lost to the Lakers because Bam and Dragic were hurt?
No.
Damn.
I'd like to say yes, but I should have. But no, I wasn't.
When you guys were talking about state-run media in Cuba, Dan dismissed you because you said McCarthyism was before the Cuban state-run media, which it was. Dan said you were wrong.
I'm sorry. Say again.
You can't. Why is that not a penalty?
No, I just.
He just accused you of
Dan
being
dismissed
wrong.
David mentioning Cuba when talking about state-run media by saying it was before McCarthyism. It was not. McCarthyism came first. Just wanted to help David there. It was really dismissive.
Okay.
David, thanks for using the variety of pronouns that you use when talking about the fan who gave the Drewski poster. You said he or she or they. Way to go. I'm an ally.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jeremy.
Good job. Well done.
The thing about Dan that I've learned by being around here for a number of years is don't upset him with being truthful if that truthfulness involves a criticism.
My father also taught me that the higher score has to go before the lower score.
Good parenting.
That is top tier parenting number one, right at the top.
Period.
Has to be there.
Tristan and I did say goodbye to each other.
That and the golden rule.
David is accusing me of something. We are now 35 minutes into a segment that began with me asking for Jeremy's criticisms. That the whole segment has been 35 minutes of me requesting Jeremy's criticisms. That one just didn't seem to be terribly entertaining. Like that, I didn't even understand what he was saying
Fair
to me
from
the
Dan.
first time.
You can use that in the arbitration case.
Yeah,
that one
bad
also.
Judgment, bad judgment is something that will come up in your arbitration case.
So with Marty Supreme, Juju said he doesn't like it, and I think this is a case. We always talk about three Americas with like white, Hispanic, and black.
boy.
I think this is a case, and I'm afraid to separate us because the times in which we are in. This is a case of four Americas. Every Jewish person watched Marty Supreme and was like, "Yeah, I know that guy."
Chris, do you think that you can turn David Samson's gaffe at the start of today's show into some EDM music? Do you think that you could find some public domain sound that would allow you to mix and match professional broadcaster David Samson?
Mr. Arbitration just
Yeah,
jumped
I
for
can
this
do it.
one.
I'll use that in my arbitration case.
All right, let's see how quickly you can do that. Go ahead and toss it over your shoulder, Jeremy. You can go outside now and see how quickly you can.
You don't want me to get
done
mad
for
about the
us.
Heat first, though?
Do you have more? You have more criticism?
Well, yeah, I
for
was laughing
yesterday's
because thank God for Trista, because Zaz started talking about how frustrated he would be if the Heat had a win similar to how the Lakers did. And then he turned on a show and heard people dismissing it as, it doesn't matter because they're not going to win a championship this season. That is our show. That is all we do. All Heat season long is just dismiss every fun game because, oh man, I don't think they're the big three era Heat. Also, dismissing the 7-game win streak because the Heat lost to the Magic, who have owned them all year, and saying like, oh, well, see, that's why they're not going to win against anybody when that's the only team that they've lost to consistently all year and they won't face them
Jeremy,
in the playoffs.
let's do this, okay? Because what are they now? 6, 7 games over 500? Are they 8 games over 500?
Yeah.
This is the stretch of the season right now. Playoffs start right now.
Yep.
Okay, This is the stretch of the difficult games. They had the 7-game winning streak, a couple of them against the Nets, Milwaukee, a whole bunch.
Same with Orlando's
but a bunch of crud in there. But Orlando's streak now includes Miami.
Yeah, and they lost to the Hawks.
Yeah,
it
they
includes
lost.
Miami. All these teams beat each other up, and Orlando's owned the Heat all year long. If not for Orlando, the Heat would be in like 3rd place.
If the Heat are going to avoid the play-in, like right now is going to decide it.
I think
right now.
This
3 and
6-game
3.
stretch is crazy, by the way. I'm going to read it for you. Charlotte, L.A., Lakers, Houston, San Antonio, baseball series with Cleveland.
I just can't accept Charlotte as. I know hottest team. Just
You're not watching ball.
Nah,
Though.
they
It's
don't
okay.
do that anymore.
You're not watching
I'm just
ball.
saying, can't accept them as just being in that good team category. Can't do it.
Heat or a
Won't do it
dog
yet.
tonight in Charlotte.
As they were last time when they won. Tyler Hero went crazy. But now, Jeremy, I think that's fair criticism from Jeremy to say that we were spoiled by the Big Three era. Dwayne Wade says that town is dead now because he was spoiled by the Big Three era, and everything pales compared to the
Not
Big
an exact
Three
quote
era.
from Dwayne, but
Paraphrasing.
dead now.
Gassi.
I'll tell you.
Town is dead.
I'll tell you, 3-3 in this stretch here be a miracle.
Yeah, I agree.
It really would.
3-3 would be great.
Be a
Like
miracle.
if you would have told me going
Would
into
it be
the,
great or a miracle?
Going into the 7-game stretch, I would have said going 4-3 would have been spectacular. Going 3-4 would have been like, okay,
What's
you
happening?
did what you had to do. Going 2-5, you'd be worried because you're
can we
trying to
attach a
position
word to
yourself.
What about
record?
1-6?
Well, that's bad.
Could you stop? All of this is such nonsense. Oh, 3-3. We got to do this during this stretch.
Poppycock.
Do you do that? Like, do you do that through all stretches in a season?
No, but
You
there's
just
only
pick a
14
little-
games left, and they're trying to avoid the play-in.
So you're assigning a stretch that they have to have for you to be satisfied.
Well, because these are all good teams.
I understand, but it doesn't matter if they go 2-5 or 5-2.
They're going to be tested right now.
But it's not the playoffs.
By
And by the way,
definition,
there's another
David,
criticism.
it does matter if they go 5-2 or 2-5.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to whether or not they have a likelihood of getting a ring.
That's fair.
So we're going to do
Zero.
exactly
No, but
what
it
I
can't
said.
all be about
Was he
the
not listening to
destination.
you? He wasn't listening to you.
Wow, is this a seventh penalty in 1 hour?
I was out of the room.
Minor penalty, 2 minutes for not listening to the show.
I'm not leaving.
All right,
I'm done.
let's-
Leo.
Okay,
I'm
Leonardo
done.
DiCaprio.
That's fine.
Wow.
He should go. I'm sick and tired. And by the way, Jeremy, you're criticizing the show, not Dan. But Dan takes it as though it's criticism of him. You're too scared because we're all too scared. God forbid that we're left here alone, without Dan to criticize him because he's the omniscient guy who knows everything about nothing.
Will you defend me in my arbitration case?
Yes.
I don't blame him. Why'd he do it? Because he had to do it. Because the game has changed. You jumped inside the circus tent. You did. You did so with me. Think about that. With me and with Greg Cody every Tuesday, okay? And so you have ditched journalism a long, long time ago because why? Survival of the fittest, Dan. You have to change with the times. You have to roll with a changing environment, roll with a changing industry, and that's what you decided to do. That's what Stephen A. decided to do. And for Woj, for guys like him, the game has changed slightly, where he went out and he seeked reports, and he wanted to be the reporter. And you know what? If now he has morphed into a mouthpiece for the Blazers, I'm okay with it. I am good with it. I don't
Survival
care.
of the fattest.
Everyone, exactly. Everyone is
Wow,
selling out to make a
minute.
buck.
What a terrible timing.
It
by
was
you.
great.
Like that joke.
Hey, just give it up. You all want to be journalists. You're not journalists anymore. None of you. Not a one of you. Sorry.
You didn't even hear the joke. You
Oh,
said
I did. Survival of the fattest. It was great.
It just could have been done after Stugotz stopped talking, Dan.
Right.
Yeah.
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 Shoehorn that
But I'm
in.
okay. I'm okay
You're
with
splitting
it.
hairs.
Right.
Okay.
You adapt. You roll with things, man. That's it. Dan, you started off, if you're a driver, you drove a yellow cab and you were loyal to the yellow cab. You know what? But the game has changed to Uber, to Lyft, to private driving. And you know what? You have to ditch the yellow cab and you have to drive an Uber. Why? Because you'll make more money. Why? Because more people are taking Uber than the dirty yellow cabs. That's why. That's what you do. No one cares about journalism. You know what they care about? Laughing, being entertained. And you do a great job of that. And Stephen A. Smith does a great job of that. No one cares about journalism. People care about smiling. That's it.
This morning I found myself while I was driving Claire to school. I told her, you ask a lot of questions. You should be a journalist. And now here in this conversation, I just, Don't be a journalist. Like,
Exactly.
do something else.
It's over.
Sad.
You're going to let Stugotz parent your daughter. You think that's a good idea?
You think journalism is a good occupation to choose now?
No, I would not. Listen, not only is it not a good occupation to choose, I have looked around Miami and realized we're the only ones providing the jobs we're presently providing. I heard local TV reporters are making $45,000 a year.
Huh.
I couldn't believe that's how bad local television is struggling, that's the place that has arrived. And I told Chris Cody not to get into this business at all because it's terrible.
But Stephen A. Smith is making more money than he's ever made in his entire life. He has more power. He has more of everything than he's ever had in his entire life. You want him to give that up because of journalism? Like, get out of here.
I believe you can do both. You're being very you're being very absolute about this. First of all, he does. He does reporting, does journalism. He is very credible. When he gives information, it's not like Skip Bayless giving information. There is a difference. Skip Bayless also allegedly a journalist, but he's been contaminated by this thing and distorted by it in ways that are even more poisonous because he doesn't do any reporting anymore. Like, he doesn't talk to people in a way that's informed. Stephen A. actually goes to
This episode of the Dan Le Batard Show is presented by DraftKings. DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Whoa! Whoa! That can't be right.
Quick pitch. Swerve.
Let's update some more of our Looks Like tournament here because we've got to go through about 70 of these before this thing gets going too much this weekend. So number 5, Vanderbilt. In our tournament, number 5, Vanderbilt is represented by...
Tim Kirkjian looks like what Steve Carell will look like when he's really, really old.
They're like 3 years apart.
Really?
That can't be true.
I swear, this was written by Tim. Tim Kirkjian gave us this one.
That can't be true, though.
Look it up. I believe they're very
I think
close
Carell's
in age.
older than we think.
But I'm telling you, they're closer than you think.
Tim Kirkjian is 69 years old. Steve Carell is 63 years old.
So
that's 6 years.
But still, though.
Oh, that's still really close.
Saying that he looks
really, really old.
So that's Vanderbilt. They're playing against McNeese. That's a 12 seed, and that's represented by...
Kurt Signetti looks like an actor playing Kurt Signetti.
I can see it.
Number 3, Michigan State. God, their style is ponderous. It's just all defense again. Michigan State is represented by...
Adam Silver looks like a pissed-off lighthouse.
You guys are so bad to Adam Silver.
That's playing number 14, North Dakota State, which is represented by...
Nick Wright looks like a Geico caveman.
I mean, he does. That's just it's
exactly like
it's indisputable. The South region begins Thursday. St. Mary's is represented by...
This laugh from Samson feels personal
Let me tell you
toward Nick
something.
Wright.
No. But I assume if he sees this, it would make
he won't
him
like that.
so angry. But it's so exact.
The 7 seed St. Mary's is represented by...
Buster Olney looks like the dad who doesn't want to confront another parent in the carpool line, so he flips them off under the steering wheel.
I can see that.
My dad does that to police officers.
Whoa.
Who hasn't?
Hey.
Who hasn't given the finger to a police
I
officer?
feel like you just like to live dangerously.
I haven't.
St. Mary's is playing against number 10 Texas A&M, represented by...
Adam Silver looks like a knitting needle.
Yeah, that one I like.
Number 4, Nebraska in the South region plays 12:40 p.m. on Thursday and is represented by...
Bo Nix looks like he's a quarterback on a CW teen drama about high school football.
That one's too accurate.
Man.
That is playing against number 13 Troy, represented by...
Joe Mauer looks like the guy who loves to tell you he still prefers to do all his banking in person.
So, Dan?
I am so lonely every time I walk into a bank.
Of course, you're taking whatever David says to the bank. It's like, hey, can I get you? What?
It was Adnan who kept taking things to the bank
David
the
does
other
it too.
day.
David says, take that Skippy to the bank or whatever David says.
You're combining like 3 of his
You
different
you bet your Bippy became Skippy is taken to the bank.
Yeah, whatever. That kind of thing.
Greg Cody's not in today. He will be in with us tomorrow. We will have Greg Cody around here tomorrow. But let's get to Tony's top 5 free agent something or nothings. Let's see what we have here.
All right, the NFL, it never stops, Dano. Even when it stops, it doesn't. And we have an OLI 4 deep of something or nothing attached to our top 5. Are you ready to go?
I am, but I'm just seeing this Trump quote on Cuba. Quote,
Not
I think Cuba, in its own way, tourism and everything else, it's a beautiful island, great weather.
Not wrong.
They're not in a hurricane zone, which is nice for a change. They won't be asking us for money for hurricanes every week.
Again, you can't be right about everything.
No,
All right.
that's the guy I want running my ancestral homeland.
It's always in a hurricane zone.
It's literally.
It is a hurricane zone.
He's given Cuba no thought. He's thought about nothing other than whether he can put hotels there. Man, is he going to be surprised when he's got to put shutters on it.
What do you think Marcos says when he sees that? Doesn't he? Isn't he like, hey, Don, do you have any idea how many hurricanes are in Cuba?
OLI number 1, Justin Fields, something or nothing. He's a Kansas City Chief now.
I broke that news yesterday during the show with a breaking news sound, and everyone yawned in my face.
Couldn't
when
be
I
more
gave
of a
it to
nothing.
them.
Really?
You say it's a nothing right up until Andy Reid starts using him correctly. Andy Reid's the new Belichick in terms of if he gets your guy's been nothing, but you fear him when he gets in that uniform.
So something then.
I would say that I finally know who a Chiefs quarterback is, backup other than Chad Henne.
Wait, are we doing something or nothing here? Or is this a top 5?
It's a top 5 of something or nothing.
Feels like we're doing something or
It's
nothing.
confusing, Zaz. I'm with you.
Zaz wants a clarification, and I don't think it can be both. Can it be both?
It can absolutely be both. What are you
think
talking
we're
about?
You want me to cut the bed?
I think we're doing something or nothing.
It's a top 5 of something or nothing.
Well, Zaz
It's a
is
top
the
5
judge.
list.
Well, no, but
What does he know?
well, he's the judge.
I don't care about him.
We're going to let Zaz decide as the judge. He's going to make a
Yeah.
ruling on this.
I could do that.
And it sounds like he kind of already has made
It's
a
with
ruling
prejudice,
on
though.
this.
How can we take that?
Well, he's the judge on this. We've said that he can be the judge on these things.
All rise. The Honorable Jonathan Zaslow now presiding with prejudice.
Is this a traditional top 5 list, or are we doing something or nothing? We're doing something or nothing. Prejudice.
You lose your music. Now you got to do it with no. You got to do.
Okay,
it
I'll
without
do it
the
with no music. That's fine. That's fine. I'll do it a cappella.
What about
Prejudice.
We could do that. You still want to have the yes.
You
we
can
can
do the
yes.
yeah if you want, but we're gonna do, or if you could just put Samson's sound at the start of the hour where it is.
All right, Bradley Chubb in Buffalo, something or nothing.
I'm going to say that's something. Their pass rush is plenty good without him, and he's going to be a good piece for them, so I'm going to make that a something. Are you going to make it a something? They're paying him more than the Super Bowl MVP is being paid in Kansas City to run the football.
I think it's nothing. Like, didn't they try this with Bosa last year? I feel like every
He was
year.
all right.
He was good for them.
And the year before, didn't they do it with Von Miller?
And he was all right.
No, I understand, but it didn't mean anything. You know, so I'm going nothing.
So it's only something if it wins you the championship?
Well, yeah, like that's what Buffalo's trying to do.
Okay. Again, David?
He's got nothing for me.
See,
Okay,
that
perfect.
was
He's got
actually-
nothing.
that
At least he
was-
didn't
wait
make a
minute.
noise.
No, he did make a noise. That was it. He did it again.
That was the
He
sequel.
stopped
All right,
himself.
cut it up.
No, but it was just this. It was
Minor penalty, 2 minutes. Fork came out of your mouth.
a fart came out of his mouth is what happened there. That was him. That wasn't Chris Cody playing that sound.
It wasn't?
No, it was him.
I laid
I
out
was
for
taking
him.
notes. I really thought he played the sound.
No, it squeaked live out of his mouth, and Zaz says that's the sequel. But then he stopped himself.
I had it, and it went gone. It was poof.
He didn't want it to come out. It came out. He saw it there, and he tried not.
I laid out for him. I was like, all right, Dave, you got something here? Fart.
All right, keep going.
You were taking notes, Jeremy?
Yep, add it to the arbitration case.
Travis Etienne, who's now a New Orleans Saint. Something or nothing?
Let's play that sound. Travis Etienne, we've all called him Travis Etienne, but he is now in New Orleans, and he's a free agent acquisition. He goes from Jacksonville to New Orleans, and he says we've all been saying his name wrong since college.
So growing up, it's Travis Etienne. So it'd be like Achane. And that's how you always said Travis Etienne. But when I went to college, I kept telling them my name like every day. And like after like 4 weeks, they just couldn't get it. So I'm like, man, it's Etienne. Like how you see it is how you say it. So that's how that became. And it kind of took off because it was easy for the pronouncers to say it. I didn't have to just tell them. I didn't have to correct them every day to say my name. And just when I kind of just started learning more about my last name and how it came about and things like that, it just kind of stuck and made sense. But I'm very much open to being Travis Etienne again, just being myself. I don't have to correct people here on how to say my name each and every day, and I kind of love that, and that's just get back to me.
I wanted to have fun with that, and that made me sad.
Does it make you sad that Hall of Famer Tony Perez played his entire career being called Tony, even though his name is Tani? He never corrected anybody.
Really?
No, but that's like Milano.
No.
Or Roman Roma.
Nope.
His name is
spelled Tony.
Nope. It's not. It got Americanized.
Okay.
It's like Antanosio or something. It's Tani. It's not Tony. It's not Tony. His name is not Tony Perez. It's not.
How does he introduce himself even today?
Tony Perez.
He is Tani. He is Tani. I'm not making that up. I'm not making that up.
Tani.
They got his
Antanasio.
They got his Hall of Fame plaque wrong. He never corrected anybody. He just changed his name to Tony and started calling himself Tony on behalf of others because he didn't want to explain it every time.
But that's totally fine. It happens all the time, Dan. There are people, this is totally different. What he's saying is when you can correct a last name pronunciation, that's not a pronunciation issue, Tony and Tani. Those are two different names. I can just as easily say Tani as I can Tony. Just say it's Tani.
But
I would have called him Tani.
But when Chris is saying it makes him sad, he's gotten tired of correcting people. We've all been saying his name wrong, Etienne. We have not been calling him Etienne. That's the first I'm hearing that his name is Etienne. It's the first any of us are hearing that his name is Etienne. We've all gotten his name wrong the same way we did with Tony Perez.
You know, now that I think about it, we're doing this with my name as well. It's French. It's Cote. So.
And what about this Boston Red Sox #2 starter? Jeremy, what's his name? Just signed.
I don't know.
Ron Herr.
That's going to hurt you in arbitration right there, which is
That's okay.
You didn't know that
I was honest.
Red Sox #2?
It's supposed to be your strong
I honestly
suit.
thought it was a guy named Steve. I don't know.
We thought it was Ranger Suarez. Ranger, you've called him that, which you shouldn't have because that's your
I thought
background.
Bello was their second starter. Bello.
He may be their fifth. But that's nice that you could name him. They changed his name. He re-corrected how to pronounce. Tony is not a pronunciation. Etienne, that's pronunciation.
Zaslow, would you like to hear the sequel of David Samson limping to the microphone?
Of course. The sequels are not always as strong as the original, but it's still good.
You're right about that. You're a movie guy.
That one's going to stick with me all day.
You've been waiting to get quizzed.
I thought we were
on
talking
baseball.
about Sonny Gray.
He was going to give you. You've
was
been
so
wanting
confused.
to talk baseball for months, and what he does is he looks to you and he says, "#2 starter
Jeremy, you're my
for the
guy
Red
here.
Sox."
Red
he
Sox,
did
damn.
that to you because
Slider.
you did Putin to him.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
did
I feel
Putin
bad.
to him, and now he lashed out at poor Jeremy.
#5, Romeo Dubs. Something or nothing?
I thought his name should be pronounced Dobbs.
Dobbs, Dubs, Doops.
Tawny.
Number 4.
#4, Kyler Murray, Minnesota. Something? Nothing.
Nothing.
Mike Ryan was arguing on behalf of the Packers skill guys, their receivers specifically. I didn't think that Dobbs was much of a #1. I don't think Watson is a #1. Dobbs changing teams. How much money did he end up getting?
Got about 68.
You guys think that's a something or a nothing, Zaz?
I think it's something. Yeah, I think it's. I'm interested in what it looks like. So I think it's interesting.
I think Drake May needed somebody who is better than who they had, which is you can't name anybody,
And
right?
he's steady.
Keyshawn Booty or
I think
whatever.
it's something.
Romeo Doubs is the guy who's going to be there day in and day out and do his stuff. The problem is, like we said the other day about the Packers receivers, everybody was a B. They didn't really have an alpha like Devontae Adams like they used to have. So it's like this is another guy that's going to be a B plus in a room full of C's.
Wait a minute, though. Chris Cody has a fair criticism of Tony's football announce.
Dobbs is going to
analysis
be there day in, day out and do his stuff.
That is not great analysis, but Kyler Murray has to be something because if for no other reason, J.J. McCarthy has been told that plug has been pulled very quickly. That is a decision that Minnesota made to move off of J.J. McCarthy. Now, maybe he'll get another chance, but he's lost what was his opportunity.
I mean, they did fire the general manager who drafted him. So, yeah, like the writing's on the wall there. And the Murray thing, like that's a story. That's going to be a story every week all season long. So that's definitely something.
But you're paying him the minimum. What's the difference? It's like it's like the Falcons bringing in Tua and all of a sudden making it the lead story, whether or not he or Penix will be. It doesn't matter.
Number 3, Tua Tagovailoa in Atlanta. Something or nothing.
It's all nothing when he's at the minimum. It definitionally, it's nothing.
So it's nothing unless he's getting paid $150 million.
Wait a minute. Yes. My view of something nothing is financially related. If you bring him in on a flyer at the minimum, there's no dead cap issue. There's no performance issue. If Tua's a turd or throws an interception or does anything, see you later.
No, but
what about
what
the
if he's
opposite?
great?
No,
right.
but David, you're discounting that if either of these guys, if they play well, all of a sudden both of those teams have the greatest value thing that you want in that entire sport, which is a cheap quarterback.
You should love that.
That is something that is absolutely a something. If you can get the greatest thing that there is in that sport, value at that position.
It's the horseshoe argument where something and nothing are right next to each other. I absolutely agree with what you're saying, which is why you want people on the minimum, because there's no risk. The whole purpose of it, the reason when you have the 4-year deals with guaranteed money, there's way more pressure on the GM. There's way more pressure on the coach to get something out of that player.
But isn't there potential huge reward?
For everybody on the minimum. There's no difference between Tua and Kyler and anyone else
No,
at
that's
the minimum.
not true. No, quarterback at the minimum is more valuable than all the other positions at the minimum if you're getting great play from quarterback.
Pre-extension. Any quarterback pre-extension is overvalued, and you want to try to win with that quarterback pre-extension.
If I tell every single team in that sport, I can give you one thing and only one thing to start your franchise, what do you want? They would say, give me a great cheap quarterback.
But Tua and Kyler Murray are not that.
Well, I mean,
He had flashes.
We don't know. Kyler Murray might be that in Minnesota with those skill guys. Justin Jefferson was the best receiver in the league until he wasn't last year, and I thought that was an indictment of J.J. McCarthy, not Jefferson.
You don't get to be the best and not the best. That is the nature of baseball. When a great player has a bad season, if Ohtani doesn't win the MVP or Aaron Judge doesn't hit 60, are you changing your evaluation of that player?
David, that's an individual sport. They're responsible for their own metrics. You're alone in a batter's box. A quarterback requires a receiver.
There's off years, Dan. I'm not going to have changed my evaluation of Tua if all of a sudden he takes over for Penix.
I don't think anybody listening to this thinks that Justin Jefferson is worse. They say J.J. McCarthy can't play because that's what Justin Jefferson looked like with him.
Yeah, because it's a dependent sport.
But what do you say about Tua?
Oh, I mean, I don't think he's any good anymore.
So then how is it something?
It's something because he's buoyed by skill position players that he didn't have in Miami after Tyreek Hill got hurt. But now you're looking at Bijan Robinson, Kyle Pitts, you're looking at Drake London. You're looking at an incredible set of skill guys that if they can get the offense right, like Tua could be very, very successful in a dome playing against a bad division.
Wow, so you're impugning the Dolphins' personnel. You're not in any way regarding Tua and his skills.
I thought that when they had the best personnel available, they were the best offense in football under Mike McDaniel. And then, obviously as the skills regressed, Tua also regressed. And that's not only offensive line, that's skill position, and that's his own play. But the problem is you go in a change of scenery. That, Dave, you've seen it 1,000 times over the years. You have a guy who doesn't play well in San Diego. All of a sudden he shows up in Minnesota, and he's playing great ball. Like, Tua maybe just needed a change of scenery to another place that the weight of the world, the weight of the franchise isn't on him. He's getting paid the minimum, and all of a sudden he's like, all right, I can play. I can sling the pill.
I actually think it's a nothing because I don't think he's any good, and I don't think it's going to work.
I want to ask the group, though, something without any context, okay? Don't take into consideration. Just try and make your mind totally blank. Don't think of how David looks. Don't think of any history that you know of David. Don't think of the shirt he's wearing. Don't think of anything David related. I just tell you that I'm walking at midnight, okay, in a cornfield, okay? And I'm a little scared. I'm a little worried because I don't know what is where, and I'm a little haunted by midnight cornfields. And this is the sound that I hear from a little bit of a distance. Horrifying, correct?
Yeah, you got to start.
I just start running. Yes,
Not automatic running.
Not funny in any way. The opposite of
not
funny.
jogging.
Okay, I'm walking through and I'm already
sprint.
I'm a little bit scared and there's some rustling and
You stepped on a twig and you already kind of got nervous.
Yeah, there's no light. There's no light. It's cornfield, okay, and I don't know the size of this thing, but it's out there somewhere.
I think I'm going to bring this to my house around Halloween time.
Is there any sound that you would hear in the cornfield that wouldn't make you scared? Like a bird whistling?
Many sounds are scarier. It's a fair appraisal by you, but very few are going to be as scary as this, because this is demonic.
Like, if you told me that's what the Blair Witch sounds like, I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense.
Been a rough day. That was funny.
Number 2, DJ Moore in Buffalo. Something or nothing?
That's got to be a something, right? Like, that's got to be a something. You got to like DJ Moore more than Stephon Diggs. He really hasn't had a number one in a minute, right? Like somebody who felt like a number one to you.
I think we forget Stephon Diggs had a really good season this past year. Like, DJ Moore's not going to be that. I think it's nothing.
You think Stephon Diggs had a good year with the Patriots, though? Like,
yes, this past season, yeah.
Okay, but so you think DJ Moore is going to be nothing? Like, you don't DJ Moore in Carolina, what DJ Moore did in Carolina to me as the number one was more impressive than anything Stephon Diggs did this year with the Patriots.
And he had the one really good year in Chicago, too, but last year, I could see last year being the year that...
So hold on. He was so good with the Patriots that they cut him after a season.
Well, no.
And then got brought in Romeo Doubs.
No, you got to add some context there. Like, Stephon Diggs is a ticking time bomb. Like, we know
he's also a ticking time bomb in play, too. Like, he hasn't been able to get separation. He hasn't had his ability to go 9 route. Like,
he had 80-plus catches this last year.
He did, but...
Like, DJ Moore's not getting the 80 catches.
Drake May was great. That's why. Like, he was, again, talked about in the MVP race until the end of the year where it completely fell apart.
What happened with the Bears was weird, though, because their skill guys were good, and they decided, never mind about DJ Moore and Adunze. We're just going to throw it in the seam all the time now. Like, we're not going to...
Loveland is so good, Dan.
Luther Burden, Dano.
But they changed in the middle of the season. They decided, never mind about the Adunze. DJ
he got
Moore
hurt, though, to be fair.
Adunze was hurt, but
Adunze got hurt.
But they're like, we're just going to throw it to these two guys.
That was the best advice that Matthew Berry gave us all year long, was that after the bye week, the Bears were going to start using Luther Burden and Colston Loveland more than anybody else, and that's exactly what happened.
Is there a pair in the NFL more than Luther Burden and Colston Loveland that sound like R&B singers?
That's a good
Luther Burden, R&B singer.
Colston
Loveland, R&B singer.
Those are good. We actually should do that game. We should do the game of people in sports who have the most R&B singer names. We've been pounding David here pretty good in terms of making fun of him, and he says that I'm no good at making fun of myself. So why don't you play for the people how it is that I tried to say J.J. McCarthy? McCarthy, not...
Do you want to go Jameson there in the middle?
Well, also...
Wanted one.
What you can't tell from the audio, he... Mid pronunciation, he looked at me for confirmation.
J.J. McCarthy, not
the little. You can hear the turn.
McCarthy not. McCarthy not.
If I'm in a cornfield and I hear that, I'm running.
McCarthy not.
That person has obviously escaped from a mental institution.
Right.
It's not the same thing at all. Wait a minute.
Yes.
No.
That's
no.
a person
No.
saying it.
No.
My noise could be something that I could step on.
No.
Your noise is Shutter Island.
No, it's Stutter Island. It's not. What mine is just somebody who's got a speech
Bravo,
impediment.
Dan.
Thank you.
Come on, Dan. Stutter Island and the Academy Award goes
Number one.
Number
Tony.
one, Dano. What seemed like a big deal, but is actually a 1 year, $60 million deal. Mike Evans. Something or nothing for that San Francisco team?
For a second, I thought we were doing big deal or not a big deal.
No, something or nothing.
That's a totally
different game.
Felt like Tony forgot his game there for a second.
No, I'm just making
there was a
it
gap in between the sentence, and then he's like, "Oh wait, yeah,
the deal.
Is it big deal, not a big deal?
But it wasn't a
or is
big
it something
deal.
or nothing, or is it a top five?
I meant the contract was a big deal. It was thought to be a big deal. There you go. Thank you.
It does sound like it was big deal or not a big deal.
No.
This is too much.
Mike Evans last year played 8 games. Mike Evans, that's the first season he's ever had that's not a 1,000-yard season, right?
Yes.
So he comes into the league and as a first-round pick, and Johnny Manziel was supposed to be something in terms of an impact player akin to what Mike Evans was. Mike Evans goes to Tampa and is a number 1 receiver the entire time. Is it 12 years?
I think it was 11. This was the 12th year, maybe.
So he went 10 straight. No one's ever done that before, right? A decade of 1,000-yard seasons every season. That's the first
start
time
your career.
That's the first time.
Yes.
Did Jerry Rice never had 10 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons? Yes, but not to start a career, right? Not because
Who?
Clip it.
Jerry Rice had to have had 10 straight seasons of 1,000 yards. It just wouldn't have been to start a career.
Right.
But are people assuming he's spent now? Because after 11 years, most receivers are going to be on the decline.
Is there a correlation between the size and length of the goodbye that you give to your old team and
Didn't know
how
where we were
finished
going
you
with that.
think you are? Did you see Mike Evans and what he did in Tampa?
Oh,
it was Tolstoy. He left a book
He had a lot to say.
It's too much for a 1-year deal. When you're going like 10 years, $300 million, leaving your home
wait a
team.
minute.
3 years. He signed for 3 years.
He signed for 3 years.
That's why I
in
said it was
San
a bigger
Francisco.
deal, but San Francisco can get out of it after 1 because it's 3 for 42, which is why I said big deal, 3 for 42, but it actually ends up being a 1 for 16
Still
if he's
sounds
toast.
like that's big deal or not a big deal.
No, but big deal contract-wise.
I don't
versus
think you
small
know how
deal
big deal,
contract.
not a big deal works.
I don't think
man.
you know what I'm doing. Thank you. Jerry Rice, by the way, had 11,000-yard seasons in a row. The only one that was not was his rookie year where he had 927. So it would have been 12. Then he got hurt, and then he had another 1,000-yard receiving year at 37. He also had 1,000 yards at 40.
He's a good player.
Pretty good.
It's back when 1,000 meant something. Meant way more under Jerry Rice than it does today. Way more.
Jimmy Fox.
That's pretty good in terms of rhythm. That gives off rhythm and blues. Jimmy Fox. Jimmy Fox is a what year are we talking about as a baseball player? Are we talking about 1940s?
He began his career in 1925, and it ended in 1945.
Okay, so Jimmy Fox is that you went into the 80.
That's right.
You went into a library from 80 years ago to find just the right
got a
name.
big library here, Dano.
for an R&B singer, Jimmy Fox. It's pretty good.
Someone in the chat submitted Mo Alley Cox and Tyler Warren, who are both tight ends for the Colts. Ty Warren and Mo Alley Cox.
I don't like Ty Warren. I like Mo Alley Cox in almost all circumstances.
Mo Alley Cox.
It's-
Is there a game we could play where we don't like Mo Alley
No,
Cox?
that name sounds like a song. That's the syllable count on Mo Alley Cox sounds like something that's delightful.
It sounds like stage 4. Come to stage 4. Mo Alley Cox.
Oh,
Adult
Your
film
baby.
industry too. Yeah,
I didn't know. Stage 4 can. That was.
I didn't know where we were going there.
Tootsie's stage 4. Don't drop on me that none of you have seen stage 4 at Tootsie's.
I've never been there.
Hey, David. David,
you've never been to Tootsie's.
Oh no, let me be clear.
Thank you.
I've been outside.
His wife's listening.
I've been outside. No, she doesn't listen. I've been outside. I actually saw Money Mayweather there pop out of a Bentley with like 20 guys from TMT. The problem is my car got declined. I couldn't go in there.
I saw Luol Deng there.
It's a little embarrassing to have happen.
My phone died too, so I was like, "What's going on here?" But then I realized that the place that we went to prior to, they overcharged my card. They charged me twice, so it took all the money out of my account because I didn't have the credit card at the time. I was very young, and all of a sudden I go in. They're like, "Hey, your car got declined, buddy. You got to go outside." My phone dies. My friends are inside, and I'm like, "Guys, what do I do here?" So I had to wait outside for like 3 hours until they got out at 4 in the morning, and they were like, "What happened to you?" And I was like, "I got stuck, but I saw Mayweather."
The only
like,
guy
"What?"
who spends 3 hours on the curb on the front end
Honestly,
of Tootsie's.
sitting outside is the spot to be. That's where I saw Luol Deng.
Last time I was there, I got there before opening. I had to wait in the parking lot for it to open.
So they
That's
closed.
sicko mode.
They closed,
so
huh?
we can go in. Me and Brett Romberg.
Wow,
just
we
sat
are
in the
just-
parking
It's
lot.
not nice to say who you were with when you go to Tootsie's.
Oh, please. If it was Adnan Verk, he'd give you the entire production staff that was there.
It was after our show one morning. We got done at 10 a.m. We're like, let's go to Tootsie's. And it wasn't open yet. We had to wait in the parking lot for like an hour. I think it opens at 11.
Let's do that today.
We got in. We
You
sat.
gotta want it bad.
David,
We
you
got
in?
in. We sat at the bar.
David,
we sat
you
at the
in?
bar. We were having a good time.
Free lunch.
Guy sat right next to me. Ordered a lobster.
That's Scarlett's, I think.
I've told you guys. I told you guys this story. It's a true story. My father, Cuban exile, 4 years on his way to work, kept driving past a place that simply had on the marquee free lunch, free lunch. Did it for years. Didn't know it was a strip club. Goes in one day just to have the free lunch.
I want to have free lunch.
Who wouldn't?
Didn't know and sat there and was confused as nude women started dancing around him because he was just there for the prime rib. He's like, this place has been offering free lunch the entire time I'm going. I'm going to go in there and see if they mean it. Did not know it was a strip club.
I can't believe you bought that story.
I'm not making that up.
That's what every father would say to his son.
No, my
I
father,
had no idea.
I believe Poppy.
My father's perfectly capable of this. We were talking about Tony not having money, but I wanted to talk about the latest story that's got people really mad. David Zaslav, no relation to Zaslow.
Well, yeah, no relation because it's not the same name.
The Warner Brothers Discovery CEO. Because of this Warner Brothers Paramount merger, as they're laying off so many people, he's going to get $887 million in payments. There's the $34 million cash severance, and then there's $517 million in unvested equity awards, $335 million in tax reimbursements. It's absurd when they're firing people, and it points out yet again, this is how business is done in America. The CEOs just get to cash in on things like this. This pleases you, right, David, to see this person walk away with all of this unearned money?
Do you know what happens when companies are suffering and layoffs happen is the head of the company takes a pay cut every time. Obviously, that's how it always works. When there's issues at a company, the head guy takes a pay cut. Give me a break. Of course he's getting that money. Look at the value that he created. Where's the conversation of all the shareholders who are so happy that they got taken out by Ellison and by Paramount that they cashed in? They are loving it.
It's grotesque.
No, so you call your broker and you say, do me a favor, find me some losers, if you don't mind. To find me the people who pay their employees the most, I want to invest in that company. No, the shares go up in price. No, I don't want that. I want to know where the employees get paid the most.
Now they can buy one of those high-rises in Cuba.
Is that what you ask your financial advisor to do? Find me some losers.
No.
What was that?
When I don't know who that was. I don't know what that was an impersonation of.
You calling your broker saying, don't make me money.
No, but Meadowlark, when it was founded, I remember Skipper saying the CEO here will never make more than 15 times more than the lowest paid employee. It's not a thing that will ever happen. Like that we were trying to keep that as some kind of reasonable within what you do for your least paid worker and what laborer and what you do for your most paid
Until
laborer.
you realize that's not realistic, and that was the end of Skipper, and that's the end of that desire here at the company because that's not how companies are run. It's very
That's
nice
not
to
the
say
end
that.
of that desire, and it has nothing to do why.
the least money and what's 15 times how much you make?
15 million. Wow.
That's what I'm trying to figure out right now in my head, too. I was doing the same thing.
You came up with some random equation where all your guys are now doing the math, trying to ask each other, wait, you get paid 30 grand? That's it? All right, 15 times. Oh, my God, that's how much we pay you?
No, there was no salary in the company more than $1 million. There would not be more than $1 million in salary
And it was me.
at any point.
Are you willing to say that Meadowlark Media and Warner Brothers Discovery may be different?
Yeah, they are different, but what I'm talking about
Is
is
there any chance?
what's happening in America right now. What is happening in America right now with the billionaire class and the have-nots is a bigger distance than we've ever had between the people who work for a company as laborers and the people who are at the top of the company. You're going to be the only person out here, David, in the media arguing on behalf of David Zaslav deserves $887 million. You're going to be the only one saying that.
I may be the only one saying it, but I'm sure as heck fired out the only one thinking it. And that's just how it goes. I'm sorry.
What do you mean you're not the only one thinking it? Just the billionaire class is going to be thinking it. Only people who do business at the top end of ridiculous sums of money are going to be supporting that amount of money for this clown who's run this thing.
Can you go through what they are? Because did you hear what unvested equity is? What is that to you?
You want me to give the numbers?
I just want to know if
again,
that's
David?
cash to you. Like, because you claim he's getting $800 million in cash, so I just want to make sure we at least tell the audience the truth.
The cash severance, I already said this. The
Okay.
cash severance is $34 million, and the unvested equity awards at $517.2 million.
How do you get such an exact number on unvested equity?
It was a ball. It was absolutely a ball. It was
Mikey!
Yeah, it was 3 inches too low. It was. And it's insane. Thank you. That this is
Gotta
even
swing.
a conversation. Now, I don't think we should have fired off 36 penalties in the name of it, but you were wrong.
Where you been?
I had an event at my daughter's school and then a lane closure on the 836, but it looks like I walked in at the right time.
How was it? How was the event? Did
It
you
was
get
great. Coffee, donuts, picture. My daughter writing a book about me that said my favorite hobby is watching highlight, which it's up there. Speaking of,
You got a watch party this week.
we do. Tomorrow, we are going to introduce our audience formally on YouTube, youtube.com/@LeBatard Show, to a Cyclones game. And the entire Cyclones Brain Trust will be here walking you along the world's fastest game. Live from our studio, simulcasting from the Casino Miami Fronton. We will be electric as a backcourt wide shot from Manu, the world's greatest backcourter.
Are you still in first place?
We have a game in hand. I think we're trailing the Chargers because they played more recently than us, but just like a half a point behind.
Are there going to be any special guests, or just going to be the ownership group of the Cyclones?
We're efforting for Joey.
The Cyclones Brain Trust is a draw. You know,
Tony, you don't know.
Mike Fuentes.
Reigning defending champions, and we're giving Ethan a microphone.
No.
That's right. What?
What is he in the Brain Trust? What is his job?
He's a vibes guy.
No, don't do that.
Do you have a title with the team?
We have two.
What is your... No. Your... That's a good one.
Fist me.
They're owners. They're the owners. We're the owners of the team.
There
They're
we
the
go.
owners and general managers.
We're
Gets out
coners.
of
So he has
vested
a
equity
title.
talk,
We're
baby.
coners.
Are you the executive vice president? Are you the chairman? Are you the CEO? Do you have a title?
I'm one of the C's.
Yeah.
You are. See?
They're owner and general manager. Both of them. They are the management team.
Co-owners and
Yeah.
co-general
You're looking
managers?
at the GM of the year.
As voted by who?
The league. I mean,
They're peers. Don't worry about it. They're peers.
I think it's
who
awesome.
votes for Rolaids Relief Man of the Year? I don't know. They just give it out.
I had no plans tomorrow at 2:45, and now I've got plans.
Oh, you want to be our special guest?
I'm going to be back in New York, but if you'll let me zoom in, because there's two things I don't know in the world of sports. I don't know the rules of cricket, and I don't know the rules of highlight. And I'd love to learn.
David Samson, we have a clock here that you're supposed to respect. Mike, this is what you missed. This was David Samson's first communication on our show today.
I
trust that it's informed.
No doubt. But every time he does that show, Dan, every single episode, his journalistic integrity, it shreds away. Little by little, piece by piece, it just does. He is doing a debate show debating the most ridiculous topics in the history of sports. Like, it has to affect your credibility.
Stugotz, it has happened.
And you sitting next to me does not help. I mean,
or my dad or Cody, because I said to myself, generations of Codys, because I did say to myself, this is one of the things I find funny about Stephen A. and thinking that he and I do the same thing, because once I got to PTI and it was argument television, I said I'd like to try to do it differently, but I guess that sounds highfalutin. I don't want to do debate shows.
The knuckleball is dead.
The knuckleballer is dead now, correct? Completely dead. There's no one. Is there anyone throwing the knuckleball now?
Someone has to be throwing it.
I would say Tim Wakefield was pretty
None of us
bad.
have one. We're just like, yeah.
No, there has to be.
There's got to be. Well, wait a minute. The knuckleballer didn't go extinct without anyone telling us.
As long as there's breath in my lungs, there's a knuckleballer out there.
Put it on the poll, Guillermo, at Le Batard Show. As long as there is breath in your lungs, will there be a knuckleballer out there?
There should be more, because if you notice, I mean, I don't have any stats to back this, but I don't care. I'm going with it regardless. I would say that the position players that are pitching have a much better ERA than average pitchers do, because they're all just going out there throwing the ball like 35 miles an hour, and the hitters are so confused that they just get under it, they pop up. Like, nary a run is scored off of a position player sometimes, but not always.
I loved when baseball analysis was starting strong. I loved the people who would do the analytics on how a knuckleballer would screw up your hitters the next day. For the preparing for a knuckleball would screw you up the next day as well, because you're sitting out there hitting those 45-mile-an-hour butterflies.
There's nothing that I hated more, like growing up watching the Marlins, than when Jamie Moyer was coming to play against them. And I don't even remember if he was a knuckleballer or if he could just only hit 75.
Slop. It was just slop.
He could only hit
he
like
was not a knuckleballer.
72.
He was just old, and he threw croutons up
Anytime
there.
there was a knuckleballer or just an old man that could throw the ball really slow, I knew, like, this team can only hit fastballs, and this is going to be a long day and a long week, because they're not going to be able to figure it out.
And it's frustrating because you're just seeing these meatballs go over the plate. You're like, how can you not deal with this? This is so slow. Hit the baseball. And yet Jamie Moyer had a 20-year career. 40. He was still pitching.
What is the ruling of the committee? Is Stugotz is nominated? I need some sort of formal ruling from the committee. He has nominated Joe Musgrove. Billy is passionately against. Chris, are you willing to give him horse status, because horse status is before ace? Horse is not an ace.
Chris, before you answer, I have good news on the knuckleballer front. There is still one remaining. Mickey Janis of the Orioles is still throwing it. Okay?
The worst team in the league.
He's still out there, though, keeping the species alive.
It also
will not
seems
go
though
extinct.
Mickey Janis has only pitched one game in 2021.
Oh.
In Major League Baseball.
He's still trying.
Still breath in my lungs.
He is currently with the Chicago Dogs of the American Association of Professional Baseball, which I don't think is in Major League Baseball. So
it is extinct.
So it is extinct for now, yeah.
But extinct in the majors doesn't make it extinct as a species.
Yeah, exactly.
This may surprise you, Dan, but there are only 33 pitchers who have ever thrown a knuckleball in a Major League game, according to Wikipedia.
That's
which I was surprised how small that number was.
I don't think that's wrong, Billy. Why would you think that's wrong?
That's wrong.
Let's all name knuckleballers we can think of and see if
Well,
they're
no,
on
we'd
there.
never come up with 33 of them. 33 sounds about right to me. It's a terrifying way to make a living. Imagine all these guys. They're just failed pitchers who developed some other
Whoa.
Failed pitchers.
Someone with like a 15, 20-year career is a failed pitcher?
Yeah.
Well, Jimmy Moyer is not a knuckleballer. You made him a knuckleballer just because he throws
Tim
soft.
Wakefield.
Soft toss.
Yeah, across decades.
There are a couple of guys who are exceptions, but largely the knuckleballer is a novelty freak who comes out, and it is hard to make a living that way.
Jeez.
Freak, what are you
I don't
doing?
like how you're describing these things.
Right? Isn't Phil Niekro in the Hall of Fame? I mean...
Is he? I don't think so.
You don't think so?
He is in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, I'm exhausted. I just want to go home already. You think they'll notice if I bail? How do I get out of here?
What the hell is an Irish goodbye?
These people are drunk. They're not gonna notice. Just go. Go. Ah, the Irish goodbye. A technique that's been utilized millions of times, eliminating countless hours of needless end-of-night interactions. Hi, I'm Amin Al-Hassan. You might remember me from the viral decontextualization videos. Well, I'm here today to tell you about the Irish goodbye, a maneuver I've employed myself to great success thousands of times. And I'll let you in on a little secret. I'm not even Irish. You can use the Irish goodbye in all types of situations, like work.
Hey guys, 5 minutes in the boardroom.
At school.
Good morning, class. Get ready to present your presentation on quantum information entropy.
Or even at home.
Hey Sugar Plum, how was your day?
How was my day? You want to know how my day was? First of all, Angie from accounting, which I hate her. She still doesn't know anything about her own job, and she keeps on correcting all of my budget sheets as if, like, who are you? Like, you don't even know what you're doing. She wanted to start the day by having 15 Sour Patch Kids, but the yellow ones. I mean, who eats the yellow ones anyway? Nobody likes that.
Whether you're at the bar, at work, at school, or even at home, the Irish goodbye is a technique that will get you out of trouble. So next time you're stressed about leaving, don't flip your wig. Just remember jig. Just Irish goodbye.
There is something profoundly sad about tailgating at 10 a.m. at a strip club. There's something.
It was awesome up until you said strip club.
That is something that seems like on a weekday. With
You were talking about Romberg?
Yeah, me and Ron Dog.
Yeah.
Whatever, our day was over. Let's go to the club.
Let me update some looks like here in our tournament. The East Region, number 6, Louisville. I can't say that correctly. Louisville is represented by
Hunter Pence looks like the pirate forced to walk the plank after a failed mutiny against his captain, Jeff Samardzija.
It's a double.
That is a double. We should have had a picture of Samardzija in there. It would have made it
I
even
could see him with a
funnier.
long coat with like a hook.
South Florida is an 11 seed represented by
Kurt Warner looks like the villain in a Christmas movie that wants to take over the North Pole and make the elves pawns in his capitalist scheme.
Number 4, Arkansas is represented by
Brock Purdy looks like a youth pastor.
That one's great. He might actually be.
Arkansas is playing against number 13, Hawaii. Hawaii is represented by
Tyrese Halliburton looks like a mischievous cartoon mouse.
North Carolina is represented by
Chiefs owner Clark Hunt looks like the director of a funeral home that makes candles out of its surplus of embalming fluid.
If you're not watching these on YouTube, like that is, I think a lot of people might not know what Clark Hunt looks like, but Clark Hunt, and you got to be careful with that name.
Why?
Chris Cody.
Clunt.
If his first name were Mike, it would be an issue. Clark is fine.
Number 11, VCU is represented by
Tom Izzo looks like a mailman.
That's why it's 14 seed. Just
It's
kind of factual.
It's an 11
Not that
seed.
funny,
No,
but just
no, but the short ones are good. I like the short ones. The short ones off of the long ones are also good. Illinois's got good offense. Illinois, number 3 seed, is represented by
Tony Reale looks like the overzealous owner of an Italian restaurant who always greets you at the door with a "my favorite couple" when you walk in.
He making the salad. 3 seed Illinois is facing 14 seed Penn. Penn is represented by
Adam Silver looks like a javelin.
Stop. You have to stop.
Gonzaga. 3 seed is represented by
Aaron Judge looks like the most athletic member of the Addams family.
I thought that was like a 1 seed.
It's good.
That got voted down. For me, that was like one of our top ones.
It is good. The 3 seed Gonzaga is facing Kennesaw State, a 14 seed represented by
Joe Girardi looks like he has a favorite chair in the husband sitting area outside Dillard's.
Look at Samson. He can't even smile when he sees his face.
I was trying to think what Dillard's was.
There's no Oh, no.
I'm sorry.
How
Now,
is it?
don't penalize
how
me.
are you an elitist about
He's so scarred.
everything?
Just tell me what that is, and then I can laugh.
I mean, it's like Birdine's.
Not
A
helping.
mall store. It's
What?
like it's
I've never heard of either.
Department store. Like at JCPenney.
I like a mall store. It's all right.
You know what I
Chris.
meant.
Have you ever heard of Macy's?
Yeah, of course.
Where do you think you got that
34th Street
shirt?
in New
Not
York
the
City?
same caliber.
Macy's.
But I think Birdine's might be not only closed, also it's just Florida, isn't it? Isn't Birdine's is not
Yeah,
a
it was-
national.
I think it was
Macy
called
bought Birdine.
Also,
Florida store.
Also
yeah.
a mall store.
Number 2, Houston is represented by
Ed Malloy looks like the guy who brushes his teeth in the company bathroom.
that is facing number 15, Idaho. Idaho is represented by
Connor McDavid looks like a mechanic.
He does that. I wanted to ask you guys something based on the news around this MVP card of mixed martial arts. I saw that Nate Diaz has been added to it. Nate,
Against Platinum Mike Perry, Dano. This is a very exciting card all of a sudden.
I don't know, man. Ronda Rousey said the card sucks.
It's not a
What does
good
she know?
card. It's a bunch of washed-up fighters.
And Ngannou's washed up, Dan. And Ngannou's washed up. He hasn't
No.
fought in like 5 years.
Did you just make my point?
I
No.
think he just defined.
No, he's got legs
He's
under
well
him, okay?
rested.
Exactly right, thank you.
Nate Diaz, Ronda Rousey, Gina Carano. These are a lot of people who either haven't fought in a long time or in the case of Nate Diaz is just a name. Like he is punch drunk and he's been punch drunk for years.
Was Gina Carano ever any good?
Not really. No, she was more of an action star than she was of a fighter.
For the competition, that promotion that she was at, was it Strikeforce, Elite XC? Like that, one became the other.
Because I feel like she had a little bit of Anna Kournikova to her.
I mean, that promotion. I think that promotion had network fights on CBS before it became a thing now with the UFC. They did a really good job of building personalities up. Dan was a very useful vessel in the Kimbo Slice experience. Superstars that weren't actually like in the ring technically as gifted as maybe their UFC counterparts, but they were big personalities that drew. And the way that combat sports went, including boxing, like that's the big deal now is who can draw, it's a celebrity boxing angle now. And it's one of the biggest sports on the planet. Celebrity boxing is outlasting actual boxing.
So was the card flailing, Tony? Is that what I'm hearing? Was it a late ad that is making this all of a sudden interesting?
You should know this is a competitor to UFC. This is not UFC. These are the fighters that are outside of the
But
contract.
when they do an
UFC.
ad like that, is it because it was flailing and they?
I don't want to say flailing. I think they're trying to put more things because rather you got to build the card on one fight, and then from there you can kind of build everything out. They had
And the Rousey fights that fight.
they
right?
again they used the Gina Carano Rousey fight as that thing, but then you look at Francis Ngannou, who's been obviously a big name in the UFC and also in MMA. They're putting him against another guy who's kind of a tomato can. Then you've got Nick Diaz, who everybody loves, or Nate Diaz, who everybody loves. Putting him on a card is going to attract people because people want to see Nate. So and Mike Perry is another guy who's been BKFC, which is bare knuckle. He's been out very publicly as far as the social media
You just
game.
made it seem though that this edition had changed
It's
it
exciting.
from ordinary to extraordinary.
I wouldn't say extraordinary. Turned it from okay to ordinary.
Oh,
Let me
That's not
entertain
great.
what Mike is saying though about the combat sports. If you've been listening to this show for a long time, you know that I love boxing, and I especially liked and supported the competing styles of mixed martial arts. I love the science of will jiu-jitsu beat a ground game and all of that stuff when it's just two people reduced to their courage and vulnerability and the risk of embarrassment in front of others. This is something that I have enjoyed as a science. But Mike is correct, and the dilution hurts both my interest in it and my caring for the artistry that I'm talking about when you distort it by just making it names or celebrities, and your whole card is people who haven't fought in 9 years or people who are just using the last embers of their fame to get people to do a pay-per-view thing, because that's what that is what combat sports have become.
I totally understand where you're coming from. You covered boxing in the 90s where, it was still very strong. You weren't too far removed from the glory days of heavyweights. Tyson was like a power chord of excitement and a cult of personality. I understand how someone who actually covered the sport when it mattered would look down on their nose. I don't even look at it as related to boxing. I think it's just a curiosity. I think it's closer to celebrity Big Brother than it is to actual boxing. This is a new form of reality show where you get to see two known people, and instead of them playing like games, they're beating each other up or attempting to, and sometimes poorly, but still that has a curiosity
So it's
factor.
like MTV The Challenge.
Yeah, it has a curiosity factor. It may not interest you, but it makes you more curious about their cards than it does a run-of-the-mill. We didn't talk about the last UFC card. It wasn't a good card. There wasn't a big-time name if you're a casual fan. We're talking about this one.
The issue was there was two big-time names between Charles Oliveira and Max Holloway, and the problem is the fight sucked because Charles just took him down for 4 minutes every single round. But the talking point about MVP is like, this is what MVP does, right? Like, they're not a sanctioned body of boxing. They're not a sanctioned body of MMA. They're kind of a sideshow, freak show, dog and pony show where you're like, all right, can I get the biggest names? Can I have Nate Robinson fight Jake Paul? Can I have Mike Tyson, who's 65 years old, fight Jake Paul in a fight that we all thought was going to be one thing, and it was completely different?
And I once looked down on my nose on it, and now I've just adjusted my expectations
it's part
for
of the
these
game
things, and it's just like a reality show, sideshow attraction that I guess can be kind of fun.
For one night.
The saying is look down my nose, not look down on my nose.
That's true. Okay, thank you. Thank you for the correction. I had that wrong.
It's look down on my
feels
nose, and I am looking down on my nose at you, mispronouncing that with great judgment. But the thing, and I think you guys will understand this, okay? Because this is not just me being crotchety old guy complaining about how things were. You know that I like merit, and so it simply bothers me, okay, that a heavyweight division of Joshua, Wilder, Fury, Ruiz, and before that the Klitschko brothers gets dwarfed by this.
I mean,
Loser sentence.
we have reality show host presidents. Nothing's a meritocracy anymore. Everything's like, what's your IG follower count?
That's fine, but do you understand why it is I'm objecting to it?
Yes.
Like,
I want merit.
Yes. I mean, I highlighted it. I get it, especially if you actually have a respect for boxing. But like I said, it's closer to Survivor.
The other thing too, Dan, and I understand that this is a sideshow and the celebrity boxing angle of it, but what Jake has done for women boxing has been massive. He's been putting Amanda Serrano, Clarissa Shields, like all of these different people on the map in such a big way that female boxing just cannot do.
It is. It's the meme though of when someone you despise makes a good point.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Jake Paul has done a good thing while also undercutting what it is that I thought. Chris is making fun of me here, where he's like, merit. Yeah, I thought that's what we were doing in sports.
Yes.
I thought merit is what we were doing.
Is it all Marla's, Mike?
I'm sorry?
Is it all Marla's?
I don't know what that means. Can you
So
explain?
Jake Paul, is he only promoting non-Marla's? Marla from League of Their Own, the ugly baseball player who was so good, but hey, pan the camera back. Pan it back. She's not Gina Davis. She's not Lori Petty. Because the picture you just showed, there was no Marla's anywhere that I could see. So you say that Jake Paul's doing a lot for women boxing. Is it as boxers or as pinups?
Absolutely as boxers. Like
as boxers.
Amanda Serrano is one of the best of all time. Clarissa Shields, one of the best of all time. Like, he's propping these people up and putting them in paydays and paychecks that they would have never seen otherwise.
I'll give you a good example. My dad wanted to see the Jake Paul Mike Tyson sideshow attraction. I watched that too. On the undercard, there was a big-time women's boxing match. They headlined another card. My dad really enjoyed the previous fight. He is as casual a sports fan as you'll meet. And he wanted to tune into that because he's aware of these names because of Jake Paul. And I will push back some on the meritocracy thing. I know it's maybe 10 years too late. But Ronda Rousey, and let's give Gina Carano some respect. Gina Carano headlined a card against Cyborg, and that was a big deal. That was a national story. It drew a monster rating. This is a fight that people wanted to see in its heyday. Ronda Rousey versus Gina Carano. And yes, they're both celebrities. And yes, they're both attractive. That sells fights.
It's going to be awful.
It's probably going to be
really
awful. But I know that going in. I'm curious. I do want to see this fight. It is a worthy main event for what this card is.
But your dad wouldn't have paid. My only point is your dad paid for Paul Tyson. The fact that he got thrown Tyson Paul.
Well, it's Netflix. That's the only way my dad would watch.
So
He's
didn't
not paying for
pay extra is all I'm saying for the undercard.
No,
he
but
wouldn't have done that.
But he's watching a women's headline boxing card, which is just crazy.
Ronda Rousey, whether you like her or not, a legitimate pioneer. This is as wrong as Dana White has ever been, because he said that would never happen in his sport, and then she was headlining a UFC card. And he didn't think that was going to happen, and he behaved. He chased after Ronda Rousey while she was fighting on his hands and knees like a puppy because he was so happy to have a star. Because what has happened to his sport since, a lot of ground game people from mountainous regions that end up making
the Arab
sport,
fighters.
making the sport
My
something.
son loves the Arab fighters.
They're
ruining the sport.
Rousey saved Dana's ass at one point.
He needed a star.
He did, and he kind of got lucky right after he got Conor, and now he's kind of searching for that next big thing at a hugely important time. And you can tell that Paramount is trying to position him. Like, I don't know if you saw the profile that CBS News did on him, but he's trying to be more inclusive with his platform again, which is just laugh out loud funny.
It really is one of the biggest moments in combat sports history. Like, we all remember where we were, Tyson, Buster Douglas, where we were either watching or heard about it for the first time. Like, I remember where I was when Ronda Rousey took that kick right to the face.
Holly
and,
Holm?
Yep, and it all ended.
Where were you?
I was at a friend's house. We were watching it.
Nice.
There's no way to prove that wrong.
Why are you trying to test me like that? I got the Shaquille O'Neal thing right yesterday. Why are you trying to test me?
No, you got the. What are you talking about?
Yeah, what do you mean?
He was not on the left wing. Why would you try to say
Tyson
that?
Douglas. You mentioned Tyson Douglas, and I thought, because I also remember where I was at the Rathskeller at the University of Miami Bar, and there are very few instances like this where I can go back 30 years and remember where I was on something. Is Tyson Douglas second only to the Miracle on Ice when you look at biggest upsets in the history of all of American sports? Because Mike Ryan recently has been talking about the Heat as a play-in team as if they weren't one of the biggest upsets in the history of the sport by going through Giannis and the Celtics and everyone else as an 8 seed. But when you think of second greatest upset, history of American sports, and I've got at the table, I've got Douglas Tyson, and I go all in. What are you beating me with? What is it that you guys are finding that you're saying, because that might have been just about the last time that boxing mattered the way that I want it to matter, instead of being these Jake Paul circus shows that are reality television and don't have much of anything to do with merit or I thought that's what we were doing in sports. I thought we liked the fact that we were trying to reward merit, that, we were having arguments here for years about who's a better team. And you guys always say, well, they played. And what happened here? You don't get to make the argument that they're a better team if they lost in a one-game sample.
I don't know if it might be comparable in terms of skill, but the attention that it drew was not the same because, again, Mike Tyson was the biggest star arguably on the planet at the time. But Andy Ruiz beating Anthony Joshua at that point seemed unbelievable.
You're right.
George Foreman coming back at 45 and winning the heavyweight title.
I told you I was there for that. Yeah, I told you I got seats behind Shaq.
So you couldn't see.
I had great seats, but I couldn't.
That's how I feel every day. Every seat I get is behind Shaq. Jets in '69.
Yes,
it's a very big upset.
Well, yeah. I think the Rams losing to the Patriots of Bill Belichick that year, weren't the Rams in the Super Bowl a 17.5-point favorite?
Yeah. How do you think they made that game so close?
17.5.
The Giants beating the Patriots when they were undefeated. Mm-hmm. That's a big upset.
But not as big. I look up for me what Kurt Warner, Tom Brady, and Belichick, Brady's first year, beating the greatest show on turf. Look up for me what the point spread was in that game and tell me whether or not there was a point spread that large in a football game last year. Because the 17.5 point and the 18-point football spread isn't really a thing anymore. That's a college football spread, but you rarely are getting 2 touchdown spreads in the pros, and I'm pretty sure Brady's Patriots. Do I have this wrong, Zaslow? Am I remembering this wrong?
I think 17 is a little high. I think it's closer to 14.
14 is what I have here.
Still a lot.
That's the end of that whole story then.
I mean, it's still an enormous number of
Yeah,
points.
but 17 and a half, 18.
A 2-touchdown favorite in the Super Bowl.
Ohio State beating Miami. That was somewhere around 14 also, right?
Yeah, we're just doing American sports, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, because you were
off.
because
I think a season-long thing like the Premier League, or Jamie Vardy and N'Golo Kante doing it with Leicester City, is something that we'll never see again.
That's correct. Like that is the international example that's used all the time. Can you look up for me, Jeremy, please, the Namath Super Bowl that Zaz is talking about there? What was the point spread against the Colts in that Super Bowl? Different age, different passing numbers. Everything was different then.
The internet is telling me January 4th, 2026, this year, Week 18, the Baltimore Ravens were a -20 favorite against the Cleveland Browns.
The Colts were 18 to 19.5 point favorites, depending on where you were placing your bets.
So do you put any of those
That's pretty good then.
with Douglas and Tyson? Do you
No,
think?
Douglas and Tyson I still think is second. Like for people who aren't old enough to have experienced it, because that fight, it was in Tokyo, so most of us here in this country weren't watching it live, and it was a foregone conclusion. Hold on, Tyson's fight, who the hell is Buster Douglas? Nobody took it serious. And then when you get the news the next morning that Tyson lost, like, what do you mean Tyson lost?
We thought it was fixed when it happened, actually. I was of the age where I thought that it was inconceivable that an upset like that could happen.
It was inconceivable.
So it had to have been a drop.
So how did you guys watch it? If it was in the Tokyo Dome, time and all that?
I didn't watch that one. I
nobody
found
watched
out
it?
about it the next morning.
Did you,
No,
pick
it
up the
wasn't being
newspaper?
watched. I didn't watch it either. When I say I know where I was, it's delivered news.
Yeah.
It's not because I'm actually watching it. It's because somebody is saying in a bar, someone is and all of our reactions were the same. Like, what do you mean?
It didn't even make
Tyson-
sense.
What do you mean that Tyson lost to Buster Douglas? One of the strangest things I've ever seen in my sports life is Mike Tyson grabbing for his mouthpiece on his hands and knees and not getting off the floor because because him disabled was
He beat
something.
the shit out of him.
He
How did you guys see the video? Where did
I have
you
a
go?
flashing memory of like a news, one of those brief 30-second things, and it's just a still image. It was a still image of Mike Tyson, like with his boxing glove, searching.
Many of them you had to go to HBO much later, like weeks later, to get video if you didn't attend the event. People today, and it does make me feel old, but the way you guys get to live with content is like a dream come true. All the way from sports to porn to anything. It's just all there.
Had to be said.
And we just didn't have that. That wasn't my life. And so Buster Douglas.
What was your life like?
My life was looking through squiggly lines.
You remember Mike Tyson was supposed to be a special guest referee at WrestleMania, but he got knocked out by Buster Douglas. They then invited Buster Douglas instead.
He didn't train at all for the fight. He had a stand-up comic in his corner giving him the wrong, not the wrong advice, not merely the wrong advice. They didn't have like fluids, very common boxing things in his corner that because he didn't take the fight seriously in any way at all. Let me get to something else here that I wanted to get to. Do you have R&B singers? Has the audience been producing good names for athletes as R&B singers? Have you knocked off Jimmy Fox? Is Jimmy Fox the best that you've got so far?
New album coming out, Darius Slayton.
That's not bad.
Let's go on.
Jordan Love.
I think
Better.
Is Darius Garland better than Darius Slayton? Darius is helping you here. The Darius is doing the lifting.
How do we feel
Garland
about
is good.
How do we feel about Zay Flowers?
That's good too.
That's a good one.
I like Zay Flowers. I've got Justin Champagny.
Jalen Hurts' debut album, Love Hurts.
That's a good one.
That's
Jalen Hurts.
good.
That's good.
That's good.
Not better than Luther Burden.
So wait a minute. You have Jalen Hurts and Kevin Love doing a duet of Love Hurts?
A double album.
Or Jordan Love is better than Kevin Love, isn't it?
How do we feel about Chuba Hubbard?
It's a damn think tank here.
I don't think Chuba Hubbard works. Just Chuba?
Reggae.
I feel Mike's eyes on me. What did I do wrong there?
He doesn't like your selection. And
it's a bad nominee. Okay, I
Chuba!
thought maybe.
Yeah. Let me get to something here. I don't know if you guys have seen Max Strus recently. Basically, Sam Merrill has taken his minutes in Cleveland. I don't know how you guys feel in general about Cleveland. Boston wins last night against Phoenix. Boston, Jason Tatum has fit right in. Have they lost? Yeah, they lost by 2 against Oklahoma City since Tatum's return. But Boston's
They've
not
lost more than once.
Boston's not doing a lot of regressing. Boston remains a very good team as Detroit struggles some, as the Knicks have done some struggling. They played 5 games in 7 days. I don't think people know how tiring that is or care, but they hadn't been very good over some of that stretch. But Cleveland now has Max Strus returning, and he was emotional because he's been gone. How long, Jeremy, has Max Strus been out?
It's been like 7 months, and
So
it
he
wasn't
hasn't played this
anticipated
season.
to be like that. He hasn't played this season. He came back a couple of nights ago. It was his first game back. He hit 6 of 7 threes, and this is a guy who really helped change their culture last year by bringing this type of attitude that he has.
The kind of confidence you did tonight where you were able and willing to take shots early into shot clock and shot clock as well. What does that say about the confidence that you've been growing on the time that you've been away from the team?
I mean, excuse my language, but I worked my ass off. It was, damn, I didn't want to do this.
I see it coming.
Why'd you have to do that? I'm sorry. No, it was a long road, but I only know one way to work, and that's as hard as possible. And I did that every single day. And tonight, I'm just happy to be playing. I mean, I had a good night, but that doesn't matter. We lost, so.
I love that.
That was nice.
People do not realize how hard players work to come back from injury. They just see them come back. Oh, he tore his Achilles. Oh, now Tatum's playing. No one talks about what they do, the hours and hours of rehab, the brutal rehab. You know why he's in tears? Because no one's paying attention. There's no cameras. There's no love. You do get paid, but it is hard.
I'm a huge Max Strus guy, big fan of his. I think he's like one of the rare examples of guys that the Heat developed, went on to sign a big inflated
Very rare.
contract, and it proved dividends like right away, and he was a big part of their culture change.
What has Cleveland done to him, though?
This is all a setup to remind you and the audience that before their Game 5 elimination game against the Pacers, he sent a group text to the entire team. If you don't believe, then don't show up for work. And then Max Strus went 0 for 9 with 0 points.
He's wearing Cleveland, though. I don't want to look shame anyone,
That's
but
terrible.
This was one of the great looking guys. Can we put up a photo of him just a couple years ago? I mean, we have other photos.
You can't
of
be
him.
a leader if you've gone 0 for 4 at the plate.
No,
he went 0 for 9 from the field.
It's a funny story. All right, I like Max.
I'll go a step further on this, okay? When David says people don't have any idea how hard these guys work, there's another couple of layers to this, okay? It's not merely that when you're injured, to even your teammates, you become invisible. You cannot help them. You are an afterthought. You're always in the training room, so you are not a part of what they're doing. So that's element number one. The second element of this, you work as hard as you have your entire life to get where he has, because he was cut by the Boston Celtics. He was rejuvenated here, but he's been hanging on to the fringes of the league, and you realize your mortality on how quickly your opportunity can be taken, because Sam Merrill's taken all those threes now for them. And he has not been a key contributor to anything they're doing this season. And then the third thing, and this is the one that's most troubling, and I don't think anybody listening to this thinks of this, people in their early 30s having their bodies betray them when their bodies are the economy for their entire family. When the body is the only thing that makes them known to others, to have the body fall apart on you when you're relying on your body, and then you have to work that way. I think injury is a part of the game, but I don't think fans consider any of that.
It's a big difference, though, when you're injured in the middle of a guaranteed deal versus when you're injured as a free agent or without a team. When you're alone rehabbing, when you're part of a team, you're apart from the players, but you've got staff around and you've got the paycheck coming every 2 weeks. When you're injured as a free agent or without team affiliation, that's a level of loneliness and a level of fear that's very different. And I assume Max was in the middle of a long-term deal when he got hurt.
I like the R&B singer game. Ruben Drones.
That's a good one.
Rome Odunze?
keep it going here because there are any number of athletes that fit this description. But please put Max Strus on the screen again, please, because he does look far different. And I don't know if you can go hair bun when you've got that aggressively receding a hairline. My mother had a huge crush on Max Strus that made my father uncomfortable. My father, we have somewhere, get me that video. My father went to the arena with a chain. Like, that video was somewhere.
We had a 2x4 with a nail in it.
No, Udonis Haslem had to pull my father off of Max Strus because of the crush. My mother would not have a crush on this samurai. What's this hair bun situation and what's this receding hairline situation?
Poppy was worried for real that Lourdes would have an actual thing because that makes me smile. I think he'd love that.
We've got to get that video of my father.
You calling Poppy a cuck?
Yeah.
No, I'm saying it's sort of fun to if your wife can pull an NBA player.
Don't ever call me a cuck.
Well, didn't somebody call Mo Alley that earlier in the show?
Mo Alley's cock.
Was that you, Tony?
No, impossible. Mo Alley's cock. That's Jeremy.
That sounds like you, Tony.
Mo Alley's cock. That's Jeremy.
I'm willing to think it's Jeremy.
Yeah, because I make mistakes around here, adding it to arbitration.
Mike Ryan, you missed the argument, the best I've seen so far between Tony and Jeremy that started today's show. And Samson was mentioning some of this on Nothing Personal. We are the show best equipped to tackle the subject matter of Donald Trump very cavalierly just sort of saying, yeah, I'll have the honor of taking Cuba. And your thoughts as somebody who wasn't here for the middle of the argument on where it is that we find ourselves today, where I believe the streets of Miami will rejoice the way Venezuelans did throughout Miami when we did what we did as a country to Venezuela. When the Cuban people stop suffering. I believe that there will be a great celebration in the streets when this regime falls. I cannot quite stomach this person's motives in being the one who gets the credit for finally bringing to freedom an island that's been rotting for 70 years.
Same. He's got to get credit for it, and it'll justify, I think, what is very clearly a failing administration to a lot of Cuban-American MAGAs. They'll be able to overlook some heinous, corrupt stuff. And I think people on the left side of the political spectrum that I identify with that right now, eat it. This will be a tremendous thing, a liberated Cuba. And I think it's a byproduct of what happened with Venezuela, as messy as that is right now. I know people are hopeful for free elections and regime change, even though Donald Trump was confused as to the gender of the current leader of Venezuela. It's the right hand of Maduro, and they're still in place, and the U.S. has their oil. Cutting off that power spout, it's why all these Cuban Special Forces people were guarding Maduro. That was the final nail in the coffin. There is national power grid failure in Cuba, and now you have taken what precious little human, what am I looking for here? There is just a base level of life at Cuba that they're willing to suffer through. And being able to turn on the lights is one of them. It's one big checkbox.
Human necessities, what you're looking for, Mike.
Yes, thank you. And they don't have that anymore. The people might literally tear what's left of the government to shreds if this continues much longer. They're just going to tap out. This is a TKO. This is 60 years in the making. Donald Trump is fortunate enough to be in this place right now in history, and I'm really happy for the liberation of that island. I'm happy that it's happening in my lifetime. It's just a matter of time, and I'm not going to give you some liberal spin on it. I'm worried about having this administration in place for such a pivotal time, given that Venezuela's a mess, or can be if we don't hit all our marks there. But it's better than what they had. And I'm honored and privileged to be alive to watch that regime fall or be choked out.
He's a full consequentialist. What he's saying is that it doesn't matter that the big orange buffoon, as you call him, is the leader of this. He's saying, I'm alive, and I'm so thankful and honored to be alive to watch this happen. The only mistake that, Mike, you made there, in my opinion, is there's been 4 administrations in a row that could have argued that this is the moment. So there's stuff going on now for sure, but don't say that all of a sudden today there's something happening in the world. Cuba's been a rotting island for 70 years.
There is something that Donald Trump did that fast-forwarded this, so he's the one that is on the clock when it happens, and it was his actions in Venezuela. Venezuela was propping up this island, and Donald Trump is there. Look, it might have happened over time if Obama's plan for it was able to be seen through. Donald Trump, when he got into office, undid all of that. The crippling sanctions meant that there was only one country that was really buoying Cuba, and it was Venezuela, and was primarily Maduro that was doing it. When you eliminate Maduro, there's nothing left.
There were crippling sanctions all through my childhood.
Yeah, and Russia has helped Cuba before too, but I would say, and this is more word of mouth than anything, because I have watched my mother go to the local places that would allow her to wire things to family in Cuba, swallowing it, eating it, because she never knew whether it would get there, whether someone else would take it, whether they would take a percentage of it. This is the worst that it's been on the island in my lifetime in terms of them having nothing.
And it's almost as bad as the collapse of the Soviet Union that 100% crippled the every single thing that they had on that island. This is worse. They have no electricity. They have no food. They have no transportation. They have no medical care. They have literally nothing. So we talk about displacing them. It's like displacing them is almost a good thing.
I'm just hopeful that people like Marco Rubio have the president's ear enough to make sure that when this change does happen, it's
done the right way.
We don't leave them alone. Hell, we left Puerto Rico to their own devices, and they're still trying to dig themselves out of disasters.
I don't want to skip past, though, the point that Jeremy is making, which I think is an important one. Given that I saw my family tells all the stories of displacement. My family had a home, and then you go to not having a home because they're putting up Trump hotels there. Like, you can't trust these people to do this correctly.
Dan, they don't have homes now.
Yes.
The government owns them.
They don't have power.
They don't have anything. So
I
it's
hear
like,
you. I don't like the guy. I'm worried about the Trump casinos on the Havana shoreline, but it's better than what they have right now.